Hello and welcome to Screen Source episode 48. How's everybody doing tonight?
Good.
Good.
Doing awesome.
All at the same time. I need to hear from you, Mr.
Professional film critic Hector Valverde.
Oh,
yes. Great. I'm doing great.
Look at those professional film glasses. You look
Love
great.
it. Love
Oh,
it.
thanks.
You're welcome. My name is Dylan.
I'm Fernando.
Stanley.
Jess.
Oh, you pressed the wrong button.
Oh no!
That's right.
I'm Hector Valverde.
Professional film critic. Anyways, we're here today to watch At Eternity's Gate, the official trailer. But before that, I just want to give you guys a little forewarning. This is a show about film and television news, reviews, and trailers. So, a little bit on what we're doing today. What's your piece of news today?
Talking about Chris Hemsworth's new IP, I guess, produced by the Russo brothers.
Sweet.
Should be interesting.
And I will be talking about Wesley Snipes discussing all the rumors of a return of Blade, Vampire Killer, to Marvel and potentially the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
I'm talking about hot piece of meat, Henry Cavill.
Jeez.
And I'm just kidding, guys.
Boom.
Spicy take.
I don't view anyone as a piece of meat.
No.
And
I don't
also,
believe you.
he's going to be starring in the Witcher series.
Cool.
What are you talking about today, professional film critic Hector Valverde?
I'll be covering Telluride Film Festival 2018. I was there last weekend. Lots of stuff to talk about.
All right,
Sweet.
so let's get to At Eternity's Gate, and then we'll get to all those news topics.
Sweet.
Let's do it.
Tell me, why do you say you're a painter?
Nice.
Because I love painting. I have to paint. I've always been a painter, that I know.
A born painter.
Yes.
Yes.
How do you know?
Because I can't do anything else, and believe me, I've tried.
Yeah, he looks great.
Is there an X button on
I think of myself as an exile.
Oh, okay.
Vincent.
Nice.
Yes, sales brother. I'm Paul Gauguin. We have to start a revolution. Do you understand?
Let's go.
We have to create a new vision, a new way of painting.
I spent all my life alone in a room. I'd like to find a new light for paintings that we haven't yet seen. There's something inside me. I don't know what it is. What I see, nobody else sees it.
You're a stranger here. You drink too much. You're hysterical, out of control.
I don't want to calm down. It's called the act of painting for a reason. Leave me alone! Go away!
Don't you see that this painting is unpleasant? The townspeople have signed a petition against you. They don't want you to come back.
I can't stay here, Vincent.
You're surrounded by stupid, wicked, ignorant people.
So that's the reason why you cut off your ear. Your vision of the world is quite frightening, isn't it?
Yes. Sometimes I feel so far away from everything. I think I'm losing my mind. Sometimes they say I'm mad, but a grain of madness is the best of art.
Do you believe that God gave you the gift of painting to keep you in misery?
I never thought about it that way. Maybe God made me a painter for people who aren't born yet. Tell me, brother, am I a good painter? You're not a good painter, Vincent. You're a great painter. I wanted so much to share what I see. Now I just think about my relationship to eternity.
Yeah, I'm there.
All right.
Yeah.
Love it.
At Eternity's Gate, a movie about Vincent van Gogh.
It looks fucking beautiful.
It looks
to be
amazing,
quite
yeah.
honest
Looks
with
so
you.
pretty.
Yeah.
A lot of the shots were these kind of up close and personal.
He
ones.
looks amazing
He
as
looks
Van
good.
Gogh. He
Yes,
looks
he
so
really
good.
does.
He's such
And
a
I
good
love
actor.
Willem
I
Dafoe.
love
Yeah,
him.
yeah.
Yeah, I thought maybe the up close shots would be like. From what I hear, it's used a lot for making you feel kind of claustrophobic within it, but it didn't feel like that. It felt more intimate, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That might
yeah.
be the right word for it. But yeah, he looks great. I don't think, though, Oscar Isaac looks fantastic. I think it was the beard. I think it just
He
had
looks
me going.
funny, but you know what? That's how some people looked.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
True.
Sure,
They had
sure.
funny facial hair.
They had some funny men used to wear white wigs,
Yeah.
curly white wigs.
That's true.
I mean, there's a lot of weird looks throughout history. So
Sure.
Right. Professional film critic Hector Valverde, how do you feel?
Defoe wants that Oscar.
Oh.
I'm a little lukewarm. Don't think this movie is needed. Just watch a Doctor Who episode.
Nice.
I thought that nailed it, but I don't know. It looks fine. Yeah.
Doctor Who's is very kitschy. This doesn't look super kitschy,
Well,
though,
yeah.
does it? Yeah.
Still nailed those dramatic beats, though. I don't know.
I didn't watch that episode.
Well,
This is an Oscar bait movie.
Sure.
I think you're right. I do agree.
They baited me though. I'm
they baited me too.
baited.
I got the chills just because it looks so pretty,
It looks
and I really
beautiful,
like
yeah.
Vincent Van Gogh. I just like Van Gogh.
I really like.
So.
Oh my gosh, we were just talking about him. Willem Dafoe.
Yes.
The last movie I think I saw him in was The Florida Project, and I loved that film.
Oh,
I
wow.
still haven't seen
I
that.
can't stop thinking about it. I genuinely
I need
think
to
about
watch
it
that.
all the time. That and the other movie last year that was like a big indie, the one about the
Lady
gay
Bird?
couple.
Oh, no.
Call Me by Your
Call Me
Name.
by Your Name. I
Oh,
think about
okay.
those two movies a lot.
I've not
both
seen any of those.
well, both won awards or were nominated.
Nominated.
I think it was
Florida Project won
nominated.
anything.
No, but
Yeah.
it was nominated for something, right?
Actor.
Yeah.
He was
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll have to watch Florida Project. I haven't watched it.
I know.
yet.
I do want to.
And
see
then
it.
prior to that was with a really artsy director that worked with Willem Dafoe, and there was a lot of Willem Dafoe penis. Does anybody know who I'm talking about?
The only one I remember.
Lars von Trier?
Yeah, Lars
Dark.
von Trier with
Lars von Trier.
Nymphomaniac.
Nymphomaniac.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't Nymphomaniac.
The other one.
Oh, Antichrist.
Antichrist. Yes,
Yeah.
that movie is.
a lot of his. Is it actually his penis
I'm
or is it
pretty
a
sure
body
it's-
double?
Yeah, it looks like his
Because
penis.
it could be a body double.
It looks like if I were to ever if I had to point out his penis on like a lineup, it would have been that one.
Have you ever had to
Because I
point
was
out
going
a
to say the
penis
only
in a
film
lineup?
I'd ever seen any of Bill Dafoe's donger in was Body of Evidence.
Oh,
That was-
yeah.
Yeah, that was
was
almost
a long time
30
ago,
damn
yeah.
years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sure, it looked good then too.
Yep. I'm sure it still does.
And it was from the same director as the Diving Bell and the
Butterfly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Butterfly.
Is
Yeah.
Is that
that's
the one about the gentleman who can't?
Gets the sensory deprivation.
Yes.
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 That movie's nuts.
It is. It
Well,
is.
and I think it was based off of a book. If I'm not
I
mistaken.
don't.
I
I don't
believe
know
so.
about that. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, and that
It was
movie has
just
a very
crazy,
lot of
man.
it's very artistic like this, a lot of up close shots. It's about a person, if I'm not
Very
mistaken, it's about a
beautiful.
person who can feel what's happening to him. He's like getting surgery done on him and all this stuff.
Oh gosh.
It's really is that right? Does that
Yeah.
sound right?
Well, he ends up like losing
It's-
his senses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't remember if it causes his like tactile senses to become more acute.
Oh,
but
the one where he
Yeah.
becomes a superhero and teams up with Nicolas Cage.
That one, yes, yes.
Chloe Grace Moretz.
Yes,
Was
yes.
it Kick-Ass?
Kick-Ass.
Yeah.
Oh
Yes.
yeah.
Yes. So yeah, it's
Yeah.
a big jump from Kick-Ass to At Eternity's Gate. But yeah,
Nice.
definitely a movie that stuck with me too, Diving Bell. Cool. Anything else before we move on?
No.
No.
But I love
I'm-
Mads Mikkelsen.
Yeah, I'll
Mads.
I like
Yeah,
I like the cast.
I'm gonna make a night of watching that as a companion piece to Loving Vincent, because that kind of discusses the aftermath of like a year after Van Gogh's death.
Yeah.
Quick,
Oh, okay.
wait, he had depression, right?
Yeah.
Several.
Sure.
He was a Soussan of crazy, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Okay.
He actually, I think, was inspired or painted actually a lot of his work while he was institutionalized.
Yeah.
So
I believe you're correct.
yeah.
Interesting. Cool.
Yeah.
We'll find out more in
Yeah.
this film. All right, let's
Cool.
move on to our news segment. Who's got our first piece of news? Let's move on to the next slide.
What do we got?
The next one, well, yeah, you're at the end of the slide.
We're getting there.
That's okay. Scroll up. You got this. Thank you to our producer, Mr. Alex, over there.
Hey, hey.
Oh yeah.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. You're doing a
And
great
first
job.
slide, The
There we
Witcher.
go.
Sweet.
Tell us all about it.
So there's a hot piece of not meat. Henry Cavill.
Really covering your tracks there.
So he has signed on to star in Netflix's 8-episode adaptation of The Witcher, which is a fantasy book series about a loner monster hunter named Geralt of Rivia, a man who struggles to find his place in a world where people often prove more wicked than beasts. And let's see. The showrunner of the series is going to be Lauren Schmidt-Hissrich, which is Marvel's Daredevil and Marvel's The Defenders showrunner also.
Nice.
There's a lot of
Okay.
action.
So And then this is going to be Henry Cavill's first TV role since he appeared on The Tudors.
Okay.
Which
wow.
was a Showtime
Okay.
series, which was a long time
Yeah,
ago.
Right,
that
yeah, that
was
was
a
a while
while
ago.
back.
Well, busy
And-
being Superman.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
Great
so
job, guy.
I don't know. We'll see how this goes. He just appeared in Mission Impossible Fallout.
Yeah.
I really liked his
Yeah.
role in that movie.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
And he's good as an action, person. I don't know so
He's
much about the
bankable,
whole
yeah.
superhero thing, but
Yeah. The one thing you didn't mention, or I'm not sure if it was in the article, but it's a video game series.
Well,
It's a
I
very
had no
popular
idea it was
one.
a
Yeah.
book. That's
Yeah,
all I
yeah,
know
based
is
off
from
of
the
the book.
video games, and I
Yeah.
know the
Yeah.
video games are real action packed. And
Yeah,
I
very
wonder.
action-packed.
Well, like that's interesting because I wonder if they're gonna visually go with
Keep-
the video game.
Yeah, I hope so, because honestly, when I think of best looking video games of all time, that movie's always on that list. Next to like the newest Snake,
Metal Gear?
Metal Gear, the
Yeah.
newest Metal Gear's
Oh,
on
yeah,
there.
because they had Kiefer Sutherland doing the voice this time.
Yes,
Nice.
yes. So it's beautiful.
Yeah.
I love the look of this game. I played it for a little while.
dope.
Yeah,
It looks
I've
cool.
got 2 friends that are obsessed with that game. 3 friends, and I will never play them.
The least you can do is watch it, though. Honestly.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
watch a show, but they're into the books.
looks
they're
very
into the
Game of
games.
Thrones.
Sure.
Yeah.
Are
Okay.
you guys interested in Henry Cavill doing this?
Sure, as
Yeah.
long as he doesn't look like Superman.
looks
'Cause
pretty
right
good.
there, he looks like he's smelling a fart.
He looks greasy
terrible.
as Superman. Superman's
A
not
little bit.
supposed to look
Yeah,
greasy, you know?
You
Let's
were
watch his
so
hair.
right, Fernando. He looks terrible.
Yeah,
as
he
Superman.
looks vaguely threatening as Superman,
He's
not
just
heroic.
Like, it's like, dude, that serious face is garbage.
yeah,
I think
Like,
Superman's
no.
hair is always wet.
yeah.
Yeah.
Going on.
He always
Yeah.
has the wet look, is what they're giving him.
Yeah, like a greaser hair.
I mean, but
kind
he's
of.
good.
He
does
He's
kinda
great.
have, like-
he's a
in
Dapper Dan
Man from
man.
Uncle.
Just put a button-up shirt with flames on it. Rockabilly Superman.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
He doesn't want fop, goddammit. He's a Dapper Dan man.
He's a Dapper Dan superhero.
Yeah, he was great in Fallout.
He's great in Man
kinda,
from Uncle.
He's kind of good as like
Yes.
Yes, he was.
stoic.
Anti-hero villain
Yeah,
thing.
Okay.
yeah. He carries that. He carries that with him. I don't know if that says a lot about his acting or is like kind of being typecast or
Yeah,
what it is.
I mean, if he plays it more as an action hero versus as a like superhero, then I think he'll do okay
Yeah.
because he's better as an action hero than a superhero.
Can't wait to see the first on-set picture with those yellow eyes.
I want
and
to.
the white
Yeah,
hair.
I'm
It's
just.
gonna look
That's
nutty.
a pretty good. That's a pretty good likeness right
Yeah,
there. I mean,
it
if
is.
it's even close. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
if they can turn him into a silver fox, I'm down.
so
Okay.
it is a series on Netflix.
Yeah.
Serious.
This is
That's cool.
8 episodes.
In 8 episodes. This would
So-
be a
That
big
makes
deal
sense.
for like video game people. This is a
I think so. I think so.
Yeah.
Mess
I mean,
it up
what-
again.
yeah.
How many like serious? Like, how many video game properties that have been made that have been taken like really seriously?
That have
Yeah.
actually done well and been successful.
Just to be clear, Alexa just said she didn't have an opinion on that. I don't know how that happened.
Ghosts in the house.
Sometimes she's, the government's spying on us right now, guys.
Right,
Dear
yeah.
wiretap, can
Yeah.
cats eat pancakes?
I don't know. As far as like movies, I mean, the last one, people kind of were like, maybe Assassin's Creed will be good. And
Tomb
and
Raider.
No.
Oh, yeah.
I wanted
Yeah,
it to be
you're
good.
right.
Garbage.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Trash.
Really, Tomb Raider?
Spicy garbage.
Oh my
Hot
God.
I
garbage.
was thinking Assassin's
Wow.
Creed was trash
Well,
myself.
Yeah,
I have to
was.
say, it's kind of a guilty pleasure of mine, the original Tomb Raider.
I
the
do
Tomb
like
Raider
those.
movie.
The Angelina
I
Jolie.
liked
No,
them.
the Angelina Jolie movie. I thought it was bad, but I still liked it.
I liked
like
it.
those,
Yeah.
yeah.
My,
That's fair.
my
like those
guilty
too.
pleasure would be Mortal Kombat.
Oh
Okay.
man, I saw
The
all
first one?
Bad, but I
of
do like
those,
them.
Great.
including
Annihilation.
Defenders. They're
They're all fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they just haven't hit the nail on the head.
No.
No, and we were like kids or younger,
Sure.
you know,
Sure,
at
yeah.
that
Yeah,
point
yeah.
when all that
Yeah.
shit came out.
Yeah.
I saw it in the theater. I enjoyed the Super Mario Brother movie, but it wasn't a good Super Mario Brother.
That movie's
God, I
crazy.
was in
I
the movie.
appreciate
Nice
it.
shirt. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, though. Yeah.
Yeah.
I appreciate that movie just because how crazy it is.
Yeah.
I love the visual aesthetics.
Yeah.
I love the
I
dumb
liked it.
acting, but it's a bad movie.
But it is, yes,
Yeah.
and it's not. I would like to see a Super Mario. Brothers.
Actually,
I think
maybe
it'd
the
be
last
crazy.
one was Rampage. That might have been the last
Oh,
video game
yeah.
movie.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's
But
right.
that was when
And
they
it did
didn't
well.
really. I thought it was good. They kind of went their own way.
You're biased.
They didn't go. Of
You
course,
love
had the
Dwayne
Rock.
Johnson.
Had
You're
the
like
Rock.
his biggest
So
fan.
that's the big
Yeah.
If the video games had the Rock, that'd be just But no, there's
I don't think you were
He's not
here
even-
when
yeah.
I said, "Can you smell what The Rock is cooking?"
You missed it.
I was
smelled
a
it,
big
though.
fan of his
Nice.
back
He
in
smelled
his
it, yeah.
wrestling days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His ears don't ring. His scent turns on when you say that.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to our next piece of news. Who's got this one?
Oh, that would be me. Yeah, and it is
20
just
years,
fact that
shit.
what they've been talking about is that Wesley Snipes has been saying that he's been in discussions with Marvel about bringing Blade into the MCU, and that they've got two projects on the burner right now.
My God.
Yeah, so they said just don't get too excited just yet, because Wesley Snipes has been talking about it for a while, and apparently he's also been signing a lot of his memos as Blade.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, no, he does that on set. Like, he totally goes into the character and has been doing that.
He's not a method actor, is he?
No, he's a crazy person.
He's just crazy.
And I mean, I respect that,
Well,
but
Sure.
I would say a lot of method actors are actually equivalent
it is an
to
expression
crazy
of
people.
of mental illness when you're that deep
Yeah.
into it.
Yeah.
But
Well,
yeah.
is that's like his biggest?
Might be his biggest role.
I can't think of anything
Yeah.
like bigger.
Not really. It's like, I remember I loved him as Simon Phoenix, but again,
Yeah.
almost 30 years ago.
Yeah, I love New Jack City.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
know.
Nino Brown?
Yeah.
That's our boy.
Is
Yeah,
he
yeah.
in,
That is actually our boy.
Right?
Yeah.
White Men Can't.
How you doing,
Jump.
buddy?
He can jump. Yeah.
Yep.
It's a good
I
movie.
forgot about that.
I couldn't remember the name of his character in that,
Yeah,
though.
no, but
Oh,
he was
I
good in
forget,
that.
yeah.
Non-white man, I think it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man who can
The
jump.
man who can jump.
Capitalize. but yeah, anyway, it just says that Marvel regained the rights to Blade back in 2013. So yeah, they'd been working on it for
Who owned it prior?
Fox?
I
Was it
believe
New
you're
Line?
absolutely right.
I thought it was New
Was
Line.
it?
New Line.
Because
What did the Blade? Weren't they New
Blade
Line or were they
series,
Fox?
I have no idea.
yeah, because well,
I
it
don't remember.
was,
New Line a
it was
subsidiary
not
too?
Marvel.
Maybe.
Not
Yeah,
Marvel.
yeah,
Yeah, it
or it was
was-
like
yeah.
Sony, or it was Fox,
Or
or
it
one
could
of
be-
those.
yeah, it could have been maybe
that
Sony.
Just kind of did exactly what they were doing.
Man, 20 years, huh?
Yep.
I wonder. Well, Black don't crack, so he's probably fine.
Yeah, no, he's well, and that's
He's
the thing.
supposedly
It was
still
just-
in shape, pretty good shape.
Well,
Yeah.
physically.
Yeah,
apparently.
he's good. He's still a tough guy.
psychologically.
I think he did an Amazon Prime original, if I'm not mistaken,
Okay.
where it was like an action duo.
With him and
that wasn't that long ago. I think that was like 5 years ago or something. I'll look it up.
But yeah.
And he got a ton of trouble with taxes, right? Taxes.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah. He actually went to
It's sad
jail
that
for
he's
that
known
one.
for that.
Yeah, right. How much does that suck?
Aw.
And so
Poor guy.
he also says that they weren't clear on whether it was going to be yet another reboot with him still as Blade or Blade 4, basically.
Yeah, there we go.
But
Okay.
yeah, that they
Fine
were
either way, honestly.
yeah, and
I'd
that
rather they do Blade 4.
well, the rumor was going to be that it wasn't supposed to be Blade like as the main character, but Fallon Gray, who is his daughter, who kind of takes up the legacy of the
Oh, that's
day-walking vampire hunter.
If it's the MCU, they're gonna want to reboot.
Oh yeah,
sure.
of
and
course
they
are.
should cast Zoe Kravitz as that character.
I am
I
not
just
in
nominate?
any way opposed to that.
I don't know
Yeah.
if they'll do a straight up reboot. If they do get Snipes, I'm thinking more like a ambiguous reboot, like the Banner Norton Ruffalo Hulks.
Oh yeah,
All right,
yeah, yeah,
all right,
Because
yeah.
all right.
in the new Hulk, the Ruffalo is connected to the Incredible Hulk, which is
Right.
kind of connected
Which was
to
still
the
at
Ang Lee
to
Hulk.
Ang Lee.
So I'm thinking something like that along those lines.
You know,
Okay, so The Player was a 2015 TV series that was on. I don't know.
Some channel.
Yeah.
Somewhere.
NBC.
Oh.
And it had it starred Philip Winchester, Wesley Snipes, and Charity Wakefield.
Okay.
Okay.
And low ratings. I think they canceled it.
Yeah.
So that was from 2015. That wasn't that long ago. Prior to that, his last TV appearance was the Bernie Mac show.
Nice.
But his movie appearances were pretty actually like regular. Even since Blade, I think we just haven't seen him in a ton.
yeah.
That's
Game
fair.
of Death, Expendables 3,
Oh,
Oh,
that
that's
makes
right,
sense.
yeah.
Yeah, that
Bunch
makes
of
perfect
records.
sense.
Dolomite is My Name.
Wow.
Oh, is that out?
No, it's
That's coming. Yeah,
2019.
yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah, that's coming. Yeah.
I'm gonna say
I do want to see that one.
Yeah.
We watched the trailer. to
Yeah,
that.
yeah. I want to see that one.
So what they said is they hadn't really it hasn't crystallized yet as to whether it's going to be a movie and a series, or a movie and a comic, because they had another one called Blade the Hunter, which came out right around like 2015 when Marvel rebooted a bunch of series. But again, because they had stylized the character, much like how in the Ultimate Universe they retooled Nick Fury to look like Samuel L. Jackson.
Oh, gotcha.
That this is going to be the direction that they're going to be going with it. But it's all cool stuff, because Blade really was like the first kind of R-rated superhero property that had any kind of legs at all. And it's nice that people are still kind of appreciating that, as a Marvel property.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, like it like kind of set the tone for how superhero films could be.
Oh yeah,
Right?
very much so, because it came right at the same time as like Batman and Robin almost put the nail in the fucking coffin of that as an enterprise. But yeah, with this, it was like, I'm sure Wesley Snipes is still good. I'm sure he could still do it. But whether they're going to have him as the focal point for it, somebody else, or whether it'll be something that they could have even more fun with, remains to be seen. So it's still all kind of up in the air, is what they said.
He's just trying to will it into existence.
I hope he can.
I certainly hope he can pull it off.
Fucking loved these movies. I love Blade so much.
They should make it a 90s period piece and just keep it where it is.
Yes. A little bit grainy, a little bit not
gravy.
Bad green screens.
There we go.
I don't know if there was anything after Blade and like before the year of Iron Man and Dark Knight. Was it No, the first Batman.
Batman Begins.
Batman Begins.
Yeah, 2005,
2006.
Spider-Man's. There were a whole bunch of Spider-Mans.
Yeah,
all of those.
And I actually wasn't a fan of the Spider-Man.
Daredevil.
They slid rather greasily under the radar.
Elektra.
But were they good?
No.
That's my question.
But I still liked them.
I like Fantastic Four 1. I mean, that's
I do too.
It's fun.
Yeah,
it's fun.
I didn't need to see Eon Gruffud disco dancing as Mr. Fantastic.
And I don't think people liked the Blade Trinity, I think it was called.
No. The third one?
Reynolds.
It was all right.
With Ryan Reynolds as Hannibal King.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and Triple H.
Triple H was in that, yeah.
That's awesome.
And then like Jessica Biel was in
Jessica
it or something?
Biel.
Well, I remember in Blade 2, he like suplexes a guy.
Right.
Yeah, he hit a vampire with a brain buster.
Yeah.
It was like, okay, I was not expecting that to actually be brought into an actual fight.
Yeah.
But
love it.
in as much as it's kung fu vampire fighting, but still.
Yeah.
So fun. Love them. All right, what's your piece of movie news this week, Mr. Stan?
Next. So we have Thor star Chris Hemsworth. He's going to star in a Netflix film called Dhaka, Dhaka. It's produced by the Russo brothers from Infinity Wars and did they do Winter Soldier?
And Civil War.
Winter Soldier, Civil War.
I think they're doing okay.
And so they're producing, they're producing this. It's actually going to be the directorial debut for Sam Hargrave. Sam Hargrave is the stunt coordinator and also stunt double for Chris Evans as Captain America.
Wow.
So
isn't that weird?
Yeah.
That's so cool.
So he's coming out and let's see. This is written by the Russos. It tells the story of a weary mercenary named Rake, played by Chris Hemsworth, who is hired to save the son of a businessman. Pretty standard stuff.
Yeah.
But I mean, so it's they're going to start shooting in November. It's going to take place in India, Indonesia, so kind of like a exotic.
Dhaka is
exotic.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so this is a kind of a not a weird move, but he was in negotiations. Chris Hemsworth was in negotiations to start in Star Trek 4. And I remember he's got a small part in the beginning of the first one. Yeah. So I guess they were gonna so he was gonna be a part of that, but they decided to step away from negotiations.
He wants a lot of money, man.
And a new IP.
Yeah, that's what's exciting.
He's already a part of a big giant. So I mean, maybe he wants to start something new.
It's kind of weird to have all these like heavy hitters behind this first-time director,
right?
But they trust him, obviously.
I think, Well, I mean, they have history with him, obviously. So, and they, I'm sure they see something in him. Maybe he has a vision, whatnot. So, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
Yes. They're set to start filming in March.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
So from November to March. So
Okay.
it'll be
Wow.
probably 2020 maybe.
Netflix is
2019.
like
They're going for
getting
it.
crazy.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
going for it. It doesn't say anything about budget or anything like that, but we're just kind of getting the bare bones here.
Sweet. New IP. I'm into that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally,
Yeah.
totally.
Cool.
Could be cool.
What were the Russo brothers' big? What did they?
Arrested
Hold on.
Development.
They did sitcoms, huh? They did Community
Looking
and
from
Arrested
TV.
Development.
Yeah.
And I don't know if there was. I don't know what they did. That's so weird that they jumped
Which
from that.
Thor
to-
movies did they do?
None.
It was Captain America.
Oh, Captain
It was
America.
the two, the Winter Soldier, Civil War, and then they.
Oh, I liked those movies.
Yeah,
Okay.
and then of course Infinity Wars.
Yeah,
so.
and
Okay.
Winter Soldier was probably my favorite.
I
out
think
of that
so.
thus
Yeah,
far. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, cool.
Cool.
Well, then I have confidence in them.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to see
Yeah.
Hemsworth. In
And I love India
things.
and Indonesia and all those
Oh,
places
yeah.
that are so beautiful.
Looks like
so.
he cut all his hair after Bad Times at the El Royale.
Yeah. He looks.
Because that
He
was
looks
weird
so
to see him
crazy in that
slim
movie.
down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With that porn stash too.
Yeah.
It's so weird looking on him.
Well, at least you can see he doesn't just look heroic. He can also pull off sleazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
And he's actually like a really super nice guy.
Yeah.
Like totally sweet.
You've met him?
Yes. I worked on Horse Soldiers. So I actually I got to prop him.
Nice.
You touched
his
Dan, that's
body?
so cool.
You've got gentle
He smiled at me and I blushed. So.
As you
Got a
should.
blush sticker
That
on
is a
it.
natural reaction.
That's wonderful.
All right. What happened this year at Telluride?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, it was a good year for movies at Telluride. Unfortunately, I didn't get to catch a lot of them, but I did get to catch some of the best of them. So I went with the Student Symposium, courtesy of UNM. Shoutouts to Professor Stephanie Meyer for writing me my letter of recommendation.
Nice.
Nice,
Stephanie
nice.
Meyer.
Stephanie. Oh.
Oh no. Is Meyer at
Not
least
to be
right?
confused with the author
Yeah,
of Twilight.
I'm thinking of the wrong. I'm tired.
Okay.
I was there for 5 days, getting 3 to 4 hours of sleep,
Yeah.
watching movies all day, not skipping meals. It was exhausting.
Yeah.
That sounds exhausting.
That sounds great
Yeah.
though.
But yeah, so turn the next slide. Let me see. I need a reminder. Right. So
Ooh.
the first movie, second movie I got to watch was Birds of Passage. It was a film, Colombian film. It's a crime drama. It's a really cool poster.
Great.
It's about a guy who becomes part of the YU tribe, and he starts smuggling marijuana in the 1970s to help pay for his dowry. It's more exciting than
Wow.
it sounds, but it takes everything very seriously.
That sounds really
Like,
exciting.
it doesn't glorify the violence. In fact, I got to speak with the directors of the film, and yeah, they said they wanted to really take away from the violence. You hardly actually see it on screen. There's a lot of cuts before stuff. So it's very traditional, very faithful to the YU values. It was a
Cool.
good film. It'll come out later in 2019, it looks like.
Yeah, February 2019.
Cool.
Another one. I saw lots of documentaries this year. Free Solo was one of them. It's about a guy who climbs free solo
Oh
mountains.
my god.
That means,
Yeah.
for those who don't know, free means without climbing gear, like without the harnesses and picks and that stuff, and solo
By
alone.
himself.
Oof. Yeah.
Ugh.
So yeah, my palms are sweating.
Nice.
Really
Yeah.
good documentary.
Awesome.
I'd recommend checking it out.
I am
I
not
do wanna
afraid
check
of
it out.
heights, and that makes me queasy just looking
I
at
am,
it.
Yeah.
so I would have
Yeah.
a hard time watching this.
yeah, they,
That's amazing. That
Who
was
got
like,
that shot?
yeah, he
Yeah,
wasn't so low. If somebody shot it,
they actually had to do a lot of interesting techniques to shoot him. Like they would have people
Or they
climbing on the
use
mountains,
drones or-
and they used drones, but they had
Sure.
to do everything far away so he could keep his focus. So he didn't
Yeah.
die.
Yeah.
there's no net to catch this guy.
Yeah, it was a really
That
good film.
is like superhuman.
That
looks
guy
great,
has
yeah.
balls of steel.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
A really good show, actually. Balls of Steel is pretty funny.
Yeah, coming out on Netflix, or as this film will be on
I'm
part
not
of its
joking. It's
signature
a
imprint.
British television show where they just pull pranks on people. It's really
Wow.
fucking funny.
Nice.
Wow.
Oh, okay. I thought you were joking because
Nope.
I was going to
I thought
say
you were joking,
like that it's
too.
going to be on Netflix, or like the signature imprint that this will be on is no Netflix.
Yeah,
Cool.
I'm not sure Birds of Passage has a distributor yet, but Free Solo is an Nat Geo film, so
All right. Yeah, yeah.
it says in theaters this fall. I check
Sweet.
that out.
Yeah, I was interested in the aesthetic of the head cape.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
I dig
That's a good poster.
It's really
it's all in Spanish and indigenous dialect though. So if you don't like
Cool.
subtitles,
Cool.
sorry.
No, I'm into
No, I
it.
no.
love
This is
Yeah,
this
I'm
is
into
a
it.
subtitle friendly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
Definitely.
yeah, foreign films are my jam. for
Right?
sure.
Why don't
Yeah,
people
yeah.
like subtitles? That's always like.
Because they don't like to have to read.
Yeah, the
Which is
multitasking
ridiculous.
I
thing
guess
is
if it's
exhausting
hard
for
if
them.
you're like not very good at reading, then I get it.
Well, it's weird when you're like
But yeah,
when you're watching a movie in Spanish and then subtitling it in English. Like your brain's working in a million different ways.
Ah,
I don't
nice.
know.
Well, and I think
Nice.
as we're all performers, it's also something that we're we're able to do the multitasking
Sure.
yeah.
Good
I
points.
did.
True.
I got my
and sight reading.
Sure. I got my son in on. He can watch them now because I was like a learning tool, reading
Yeah.
tool.
Yeah.
So we'd watch like animes and different things just to try to
Ooh,
keep
that's
him
a good way to teach them.
keep
I like
him
that.
keep him on his toes.
Oh,
you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And if I might bring something up that actually really was interesting to me is that over at the same theater where I saw the movie that we're going to be talking about today,
Yes.
they were also showing a rescreening of Perfect Blue by Satoshi Kon.
That is one of
Oh.
Jessica
Yeah.
and I are big fans of that film.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I saw that in the theater like almost 20 damn years ago,
Wow.
and I
I-
think that would be gorgeous to see there.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I'd
speaking
be
of
into that.
Japanese films, let's move
Yeah,
on to the
that's how you
next
do it.
slide.
Yeah.
Nice.
Shoplifters that won the Palme d'Or at Cannes Film Festival earlier this year.
Ooh.
It's about a
That's just a generalization, Hector.
no, it's a really neat movie. It was about a family of like thieves. Like they all live in this woman called Grandma's house. It's like a bunch of people and two kids,
related.
and like the adults get the kids to shoplift for them.
Wow.
Wow.
It's a really different premise, and it's actually very heartfelt.
Is this
especially towards the end.
this looks real. Is this
it's a
a real
movie?
thing?
No, it's a movie.
Okay,
Okay.
okay.
It's not a doc, but yeah, interesting.
dope.
That sounds amazing.
A lot of people fell in love with that movie at the festival. I wasn't quite as warm on it, but I definitely think it's a good movie with an interesting premise.
Okay.
You're also anti-shoplifting, so I get it.
Right, just Boy Scout.
He's very civic-minded.
Right. Yes.
He was the only person that
Grinding
stood up
monkey.
and like protested the movie.
No, this is bullshit. You're glorifying this behavior.
It's very irresponsible.
No, but actually, also got to talk to the director of this movie.
Cool.
Really?
He talked with the student symposium, so he talked to us about the movie. We had to ask him some questions.
Cool. What'd you
Yeah.
learn?
I don't know.
Not much.
It's okay. It's open-ended.
All the directors like talked about like the process of making it, and it was
Okay.
interesting the way with the kid, the lead kid in the movie. He well, there's two of them, but with them, he wouldn't give them a script. He would just he would give the adults the script and tell them just do this or say this.
Wow.
Right.
I like that.
So it's like
I that.
improvisation. It like all the acting was really good. It was really
Okay.
really interesting.
That
And-
sounds like what they kind of what from what I understand what they did at the Florida project. There's
Yeah.
kids being kids.
Yeah,
Yeah.
To capture that.
It's like here's the my critic line there to put on the poster or the DVD when it comes out. It's like Japanese Florida Project.
There you go. There we
okay
go.
with that.
I like that.
I'm
That's
into
cool.
it. I'm
they
into
both
it.
have a Disneyland, so
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
This other one
another
looks beautiful.
another movie here is Girl. It's it's a European movie.
Okay.
Can't remember the country.
yeah, it's pretty
Okay.
big.
Ooh,
It's
yeah.
about a transsexual ballerina.
Ooh.
Okay.
Wow.
And,
Okay.
It's really, oh gosh, it was a tough watch because
Oh.
ballerinas, man, you don't
Yeah.
appreciate what they do.
Oh wow.
My
Until you
sister's
know.
my sister's
Yeah.
actually a ballerina, and
Nice.
she's been
Yeah.
training since she was a little girl.
Right.
In the movie, the character, I think Lara is her name, she just started fairly recently, and with all the hormones and the
Okay.
surgery
Yeah, the
pending, it's just
HRT.
ruining her body. So
Oh,
like on
wow.
top of the ballet stuff, yeah, it's a tough watch, but
Nice.
Is it a docu?
no, it's
No.
also
No,
a
no.
fictional movie.
They all look like docu.
Yeah, this one.
That really makes it gripping, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
director Lucas Don actually talked to him as well.
Nice.
And he based this off an article a while back he read, also about a transsexual ballerina, and he said he was one of her heroes, one of his heroes.
That's
so he,
cool.
so he based it off that. it's a tough watch. Something I really liked about this movie is like, especially with topics like these, you could easily indulge just like the dark stuff, like people getting bullied, people having internal struggles, like all these things. But something I really liked about the movie that Lucas Don said was he wanted to make the struggle internal, not so much external.
Yeah.
So there weren't like clear bullies. Or,
Yeah, well, I'll get to that. But so a lot of the movie was very subdued, like right before you thought the situation was going to get dicey, like they were going to say something mean or like something was going to happen, like it would cut. So you just want to get that. It was very interesting. And I appreciate it because, like I said, you don't get this kind of thing from this kind of topic.
Yeah.
Something that, and I was really sold on that, except there were like maybe 3 points. Belgium, Netherlands, yes.
Okay.
Nice.
But there were 3 points in the movie where I just went for those moments. The bullying. I won't spoil the ending, but I had to look away.
Oh wow.
Wow.
The theater was in shock when that happened.
Wow.
Oh.
But yeah, I wish the movie just kept with those, just like the subdued quality of it. But I can see why the director chose those, and the actor is really good, Victor Polster.
Oh, okay.
But yeah,
Pretty
it's a tough
good, yeah.
watch. It'll come to Netflix later this year.
Nice.
Okay,
Oh,
cool.
sounds like
I'll
That's,
check that
yeah,
out.
I definitely
I'm
need
yeah.
gonna
to
watch
know to
that
see
like
that.
for sure.
What's
Yeah.
next on the
Sweet.
docket? Oh, Destroyer. This movie. Okay, this was one of the
I like
few.
the reaction.
Do you
Yeah.
guys know who this is?
It's Nicole Kidman.
Nicole
She
Kidman?
looks
Kidman.
fucking haggard.
crazy.
She's a walking corpse in this movie. It's crazy.
Nice.
And, you know, they could have... I mean, a lot of people just go, yeah, let's ugly up the actor for the shock value. Nicole Kidman sells this performance 100%. She's, like, walking all, like... It's a noir movie, a neo-noir movie. And,
Okay.
Like it.
So you got the hard-boiled detective protagonist. And,
Nice.
oh, man, Nicole Kidman. That's probably the best performance I saw the whole festival.
Cool.
Nice.
It's... She's up for some awards later this year. I can see that.
Sweet.
But yeah, it's about detective. It's about all you need to know. There's some flashbacks. It's a great movie. It's
What time period?
modern.
Modern.
Cool.
Okay.
Okay.
It's directed by Karen Kusama, director
Nice.
of
Okay.
Girl Fight,
Yeah, yeah.
Jennifer's Body. I
Oh.
love that movie.
Yeah, so did I.
And like, so I also saw a panel here at Q&A. Nicole Kidman was there, Karen Kusama was there, Melissa McCarthy was there,
Oh, wow.
and the director of the Melissa McCarthy movie, Can You Ever Forgive Me, was there as well.
Okay.
But it was a movie. It was a Q&A about female representation in movies and like what differences that makes with a male
Right.
protagonist. So it's really interesting. In the movie, you can tell there's a very feminine touch to the direction, like it's something you just wouldn't get with a male director.
How so? Like, what does that mean?
It's like you can't really, like, you just feel it. It's something you don't notice. Just like the way
It's like Wonder Woman.
the characters, like the way
That's
Nicole
a fair
Kidman
point.
is directed, a lot of the character interactions. I don't know. It's a really great movie. It was one of my favorites, and I'm glad this was actually on the student schedule docket because there were a lot of movies skipped. A lot of big movies, like I didn't get to see First Man, didn't get to see a lot of big movies, but this was one that was on my schedule.
This
that
is the one I
adored.
keep hearing about. Like, that was the big one out of Telluride. And
Cool.
Suspiria, I think, did that show
wasn't there? No.
Okay, then it
One
was
of the
another
big ones. Probably
was
The Favorite and First Man were the big ones.
Roma.
Okay.
Roma.
Yeah.
Melissa McCarthy, Can You Ever Forgive Me? That was a world premiere there.
Nice.
She's getting some awards.
Is that the one where
she's?
she's
Yeah.
she was an author?
Yeah,
Okay.
she's forging notes.
Yes. Yes.
Love it.
But didn't get to see that one, unfortunately. But yes, Destroyer. Definitely check
Cool.
this out.
All
It's
right.
Looks good.
great movie.
When is it coming out? Do we know?
I don't know. I don't even think it has a distributor. No,
Not yet.
it's an Annapurna film. so
Oh, okay.
Annapurna's great. They've been doing a lot of good stuff.
I don't know when it's releasing, but definitely look for it.
I love
I'm
Nicole
sure it'll be-
Kidman.
yeah.
She's
Yeah.
great in Big Little Lies.
Oh,
Oh my
yeah.
gosh, she's so good in that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love Big Little Lies.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
great.
actually.
She was in Dogville as well, right?
Mhm.
Lars
Yeah.
von Trier.
And
Yeah,
Cold.
yeah,
She was really good in
yeah.
Cold Mountain.
Yeah. Is that
She was
one?
in Cold Mountain, right?
Fucking brutal.
I'm pretty sure.
I loved it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, she's great. I love her. Yeah, so that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's-
and I have to say, I still think she looks great.
Yeah.
Even though
No,
like
she's
she
good,
looks
yeah.
haggard, she's still beautiful.
Right?
December
Kidman.
25th is when this movie comes out.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Oscar
It's going to be a
season.
grim ass
Wow.
Christmas
Right.
I
movie.
know,
Yeah.
but I'm watching it
Sure.
for sure.
Definitely.
Would that be up for Oscar? as possible.
Yeah, it's before the
That's right.
One
before
of
the
the
end of the
things
year.
I
Yeah.
like doing is taking my family with me to Tucanos on Christmas.
Ah,
and
nice.
then we all just stuff our faces and then go next door to watch a movie.
That
Well,
sounds
it's
like
right
a
there.
great Christmas.
Yeah, right?
Well, I just, it was like I'll save up money throughout the year to just kind of treat them all to a buffet. You know?
That's wonderful.
Well, it was just,
Beautiful.
yeah, it was just, I love my, we all love our families, but yeah,
Oh, and now for
Did you
my
put this slide together? Because that looks beautiful.
that
so
looks
pretty.
gorgeous.
thanks. Yes, I did.
Professional film
You're
critic.
welcome.
Professional film
Oh, you
critic.
Oh, remember he
erased
erased it, yeah.
Might be. Well, these were so Destroyer, The
Might be.
Favorite, and Roma were my three favorite movies. It's a toss
Okay.
up between the three. Roma might be my favorite. Let's talk
Ooh.
about the favorite first, though. We'll see a trailer later on today, so I won't say too much about it. But holy crap, it's the newest Yorgos Lanthimos movie.
Oh.
Lobster killing of a sacred deer.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
So you know, he's got like this like weird edge to it. And this movie, it's like the way I describe it is like a silly Barry Lyndon.
Oh my
Okay.
God.
You
All
got
right.
you got people in big white wigs. You got those big dresses. You got kings and queens and royals and whatnot. And yeah, so it's about Emma Stone. Her cousin Rachel Weisz is forgot what she does exactly, but she attends to the Queen, played by Olivia Colman. And yeah, they two basically, Weisz and Stone, start to fight to become the Queen's favorite.
I didn't even realize
person.
that that's what was on the poster. They're
Yeah,
on
it's
top
an-
of her
yeah.
face.
It's a
Yeah,
kooky
yeah.
little poster, isn't it?
Yeah.
I love
The,
it.
the
I like it.
trailer was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we're watching another one today, so I'm excited. For
Sweet.
it.
It's like I said.
Oh, are we? Nice.
Like I said, it's really funny, but like it's not like ha ha funny. It's just
Yeah.
like awkward comedy. It's
Nice.
so good.
Is it like dark British?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm into that.
Yeah, very dark. And you know, Emma Stone was there at the festival. She actually got a tribute.
Nice.
I didn't get to see that, but
Nice.
I actually think Olivia Colman and Rachel Weisz are the real stars of the movie. Olivia Colman, she's suffering from like some disease, and that by the end of the movie, she's almost like completely like paralyzed half of her face.
Oh, wow.
And like the performance she gives, it's great. She's up for Oscar definitely. Emma Stone, Rachel Weisz
Wait.
too probably.
Olivia Colman, the person, is suffering from a disease?
No,
No.
Oh, okay.
Her
Just
character.
being
in
clear.
the
The Queen.
right? The Queen.
I was
The
confused
Queen.
for a second.
I don't know if it's based on a real story. It'd
That
be
would be
weird.
awesome.
But
Oh.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's great. It's great. Cinematography, it's very different. There's a lot of whip pans and like fisheye
Right.
lenses. It's so different, and it uses a lot of natural lighting. So you got they use fire so well. There's some
Cool.
gorgeous
That's
shots.
I
in
get.
there.
So that's the Barry Lyndon.
Yeah.
sort
Yep.
of- okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
I love seeing
That's
like
great.
these like artsy directors with money to see what they do.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, favorite wonderful movie. Definitely check it out. We'll check
Cool.
it out later tonight.
Cool,
And
cool.
then from a
Can't wait.
best part of the festival for me was Roma. I had ditched a screening of the George Orwell movie that was finally finished
Oh.
recently, The Other Side of the Wind.
Oh,
we,
What,
saw, we saw the trailer
That
for
seems
that
like a
last
movie to
week.
ditch.
Yeah.
Well, I would have watched it, but between that and seeing a tribute followed by an interview with Alfonso Cuarón, I was gonna
Yeah.
pass that up.
Yeah.
I-
No, I
You
didn't
have
know.
to
So
know
this
hard
is
to
I
this is
like
Quran?
Orson Welles.
Yeah, me too.
Toughest decisions require toughest of wills.
I would have chosen Alfonso Cuarón.
Yeah, but
Fair.
so at the beginning, a little sizzle reel of some of his movies. Got to see a clip of Tu Mamá y Tu Mamá También, Prisoner of Azkaban,
Yeah.
Children of Men,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and Gravity. Man, great movies all around. You
Children
know.
of
Love
Men's one of my
Alfonso
favorite
Cuarón.
films.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Can you guess what clip they showed from that movie?
Yeah, the one that was all shot with one camera, like being
the car?
Yeah,
In
in
the
the
car.
car.
Yep.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
amazing. It's
That was like
so
a single shot, I think. I don't
Yeah.
think
They
stopped
like built.
filming.
They literally built a rig
So
to
cool.
do that.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
like they had to choreograph. Like there's parts where you don't see it, but she had to move her chair back, and they were like moving around. You know,
My
just to get that
buddy's got
shot.
tattoos on his knuckles that is dedicated to that film. I'm like,
Awesome.
dude, I thought I loved that film.
Right. Oh, that's good. That's good stuff.
Yeah.
Roma.
Roma. So Roma, it's directed, produced, written, and DP'd by Alfonso Cuarón.
Wow.
He said he didn't have Emmanuel Lubezki, his usual collaborator,
Uh-huh.
one of the best cinematographers of all time. Shout out to Mexico.
Haha.
You're biased.
Yes, I'm biased. I needed to see this movie, and I'll tell you, it was worth it. It's about, so it's kind of a memoir. It's about Alfonso Cuarón's childhood, but it's not really about that. It's about the indigenous maid in his household and just stuff happening with her and the family. It's really interesting. In the interview, he said he was going to make the film based on 3 things no matter what. It's going to be in black and white, but not a black and white that's like old school, like neo-realist. It was going to be a sharp, super clear black and white, like very modern. I don't know.
Never mind, it's good.
He said he needed that. Also, he was going to be as loyal as he could to the real person this is based on. He changed the name in the movie. Her name is Cleo. And then the third thing was it was going to be all based on his memory and what he remembered.
Wow.
Cool.
Very interesting. It was a beautiful movie. Like I said, it's got a neo-realist style to it. It's also very modern, and it just goes to so many different places thematically.
That's
plot.
interesting because like the teaser they showed was all about like how the tone of the movie was going to be, and I almost didn't even think it was going to be like a serialized like story. But it was beautiful.
Yeah.
So pretty.
I imagine it's like that the entire movie.
Yeah, it's like a loose, bouncy plot. It's all connected, but it's not. It's kind of like Lady Bird, I guess I would say.
Okay.
But
Netflix.
man,
But it got you going.
Yeah, it's coming to Netflix later this year. Yeah,
Sweet.
I love this movie.
Wow.
It's on
Nice.
Spanish
I'm
again.
into it.
Yeah, it was.
Down.
You know, it's weird. You don't get to see a lot of middle class Mexican family representation.
No
on
kidding.
film.
That's interesting.
Very,
That's
very
interesting.
true.
Yeah.
Unless
Yeah.
unless you're in Mexico.
Unless
I
you're
did
watching
grow up on the
Mexican
George
films.
Lopez
Yeah.
TV show, which he was kind of like upper middle class. It's a good show.
But yeah, it really appealed to me in that regard. So yeah, a beautiful movie. I cried.
Cool.
It was
Oh.
Good for
I'm
you,
gonna
man.
look
wonderful.
into it.
And you know, seeing Cuarón in person, it's something.
I would cry for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also-
I cried too.
I also caught him at a Q&A afterward on, I think it was Monday, and Joel Edgerton and another
Nice.
director was there also talking about
Nice.
their movies.
Very cool.
Anything else you took away from the festival?
Yeah. Next slide.
Oh,
Hey.
Also got to meet Werner Herzog, famous
Cool.
director.
Cool.
He was meeting Gorbachev there, and also got to talk to him after the movie with a discussion.
Nice.
He's a very spicy man. Like, he will tell you if you're wrong about
love that.
something, and like he'll just give you
Yes.
his opinion. It's very blunt, very very cool guy.
Love that guy.
Respect the heck out of him. And meeting
I love that
Gorbachev,
guy.
it was a very good documentary. I recommend it. Also, Angels Are Made of Light. So on that. It was a documentary about Middle East kids and
Okay.
like going to school but also having to work. I don't know. Not the best movie.
okay. Why?
Okay.
Why was that?
Okay.
It was just missing something.
Okay.
I don't.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah,
It's
if
just
it
like
didn't catch you, it didn't catch
misery porn.
That's a very
That is
good.
a genre
I'm
of
gonna
film.
coin that.
Yeah.
Trial by Fire. That was one movie I ditched to go see. I had Laura Dern in it. It's based on a similarly named article about a man who was wrongfully convicted of murdering his 2 kids,
Oh,
3
wow.
kids, 3 kids in a fire.
Oh wow.
Movie. It's all right.
With the most on the nose title ever.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
right.
that's what the article was called.
Yeah.
It was based on an article. But yeah, you know, it's set in the 90s, so the movie has a very 90s schmaltzy tone to it. I don't know. I wasn't a big fan of it. It was all right, I guess.
Okay.
Laura Dern was Laura Dern in it. Can't fault her for that. And the lead actor, Jack O'Connell, he was really good. He gave a really good performance.
Okay.
Cool. Peter Liu slept through that. Sorry.
Aw.
I apologize to all the filmmakers.
Who are the leads in that? And Peter Liu?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I was in the morning. I wasn't getting any sleep, so I slept through that.
Aw.
Graves Without a Name, documentary by Rithi Pan. It's about the not Colombian. Shoot.
Name Latin countries.
No, it was a south. It was an eastern country.
Okay.
Oh well, it was about genocide. I
Okay.
respect. It was very
Cambodian.
Cambodian.
That's what you meant. to
There
say.
we go.
It is close to Colombian.
Oh,
Right. Right.
I'm not a geography guy. But
Well,
yeah.
the words sound similar.
Yeah,
yeah.
But it was a very admirable movie. I don't think I liked it. A lot of people in the theater were getting very squirmish. me included. Some people just got up and left. It was very long, very...
Genocides are fucking ugly.
Yeah, it's like The Killing Fields Part 2.
Oh my god!
Like in the movie, it was just interviews with people, and they were talking about their experiences. I mean, it was admirable. It was telling their stories. I don't know how well that medium translated cinematically.
Okay.
Silent films. I hate silent films. Slept through that too.
Wait. Just in general, silent films. I love that. That's my favorite bullet point you've made.
And then there were a lot of great movies premiering there that I just didn't get to see. First Man, Damien Chazelle was there.
Oh, okay.
Didn't get to see it. I regret seeing Trial by Fire because those two are playing at the same time. But it's what you get for trying new things. Am I right?
Am I right? Who are you talking to?
Can You Ever Forgive Me? Melissa McCarthy movie, world premiere. She's getting a lot of Oscar buzz for performance.
I want to see that.
As Lee Israel.
That's good.
Cool. Also saw her at the panel. Front runner, Hugh Jackman, Jason Reitman.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, we saw the trailer for this last week.
It looked interesting.
Didn't get to catch it. All the screenings we tried to go to filled up. Hugh Jackman was there. Man, what I would have done to take a picture with Hugh Jackman.
Right.
Boy,
name all of the things you would have done in bullet.
Well, what time is it?
FBI watching.
Streaking.
Boy Erased, the other Nicole Kidman movie about boy going through gay conversion therapy.
Oh wow!
Watch that trailer.
Directed by Joel Edgerton. Didn't get to see that. Old Man and the Gun.
That was a Robert Redford one, right?
His last movie, and he was there. And
Nice.
I'm pretty pissed we didn't get to do a student thing with him. Because if there was one life-changing thing, if I see Robert Redford do his last stuff ever.
And it looks good.
Yeah,
it does.
Yeah, I had some friends that saw it. They really liked it.
God damn it, I'm so excited to see that.
Order, foreign film. I was between that and Free Solo for me. There were tickets selling out, and I thought, well, I'll let the people behind me see it. So I caught Free Solo instead. It sounded really interesting, though. White Crow, Ray Fiennes directed movie. Very different. Also about a ballerina.
Nice.
On that, didn't know too much about it. And the Orwell, Other Side of the Wind. Bummer I missed that.
Yeah, you can't catch them all.
Yep.
No.
For
Actually,
5
except
days
if
you
it's
watch...
Pokemon,
That's true.
then you can catch them all.
I was
then
refraining
you gotta
from
catch
that.
5 days you watch so many goddamn movies.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like 2 dozen. Maybe almost.
Other Side of the Wind actually will come to Netflix.
And who was it that was directing The White Crow?
Ray Fiennes.
Okay, and it was the ballerina one?
Yeah, it was another ballerina. There were 2 ballerina movies.
Ballerina's
Look at
so
that.
hot right
It was.
now.
I was gonna say it's the opposite counterpart to like the to the Black Swan.
Yeah.
White Crow.
Interesting.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
I think I got one more slide. I'm not sure.
And then Girl is
Oh, no,
somewhere
I
in the
don't.
middle.
Oh, well,
There we
one
go.
more movie to talk about. White Boy Rick. It was a narrative mess. Underwhelming. I was sad because I was really looking forward
That
to
sucks.
it.
I've
That's
never
good.
heard of this.
Remind
What
me
was
this
it?
movie is?
It's 1980s Detroit. It's based on a real story.
Yeah.
It's Matthew McConaughey and this new actor.
Yes.
And White Boy Rick, the titular character. He starts
Is it
selling...
Emil Hirsch?
I don't know.
I don't
Titular
remember.
white boy.
But he starts selling drugs and he becomes an informant to the FBI.
Yeah.
But those 2 elements are like glossed over almost entirely. So I don't know. It was a bad movie. Look for my review later at Sandia Film
There
I
we
Journal.
tried
go.
typing it in and I accidentally typed in White Hot Rock.
There we go.
My boy Rick.
It's about
Yeah.
selling crack.
McConaughey actually did a brief introduction to the movie when I was there. And
Is this the...
no, he's white.
Oh, it's another white man. Hey, Danny Brown's in it. He's a big rapper.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't remember the guy's name, but yeah, Matthew McConaughey did an introduction saying it was a movie about poverty and growing up in Detroit, but it was no good. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
That's okay. They can't all be good.
But yeah, lots of reviews. Pumping them out at Sandia Film Journal.
Yes.
Cool.
I haven't gotten around to writing any because I've been so tired these last few days.
No.
But in the near future, yeah, look for all these movies I've talked about reviewed
Cool.
early at Sandia Film Journal. Follow me on Facebook.
Cool.
Yeah,
A
yeah.
little pop-up neon sign right here.
Professional film critic.
Professional
Yes.
film critic.
Professional.
Hector Valverde.
Oh,
Yeah. So you enjoyed Telluride and all in all, I'm assuming.
if I hadn't ditched so many movies and just said to hell with the student symposium schedule, I would have been a terrible time.
Okay.
All right.
They needed like I said, they had a lot of unknown movies. And I understand they said you're going to see a lot of these movies in the theater anyway, so we're going to try to give you something a little different. At least like meet us halfway, give us half and half. You know?
Yeah, sure.
So yeah, but good time. Fonso Cuarón, highlight of my life.
Your life, wow.
Yeah.
All right.
No, that's absolutely fair.
Very smart and
I'd put
funny
that up there.
guy. Inspiration.
Love it.
You know what? You don't have to talk about me so dearly. Nice of you, Hector.
Yeah.
Let's move on to our next segment.
Stop.
Let's move on to our next one. All right, coming soon now with Post Tomatoes, which always comes before. That was Pre-Tomatoes. And the idea here is that every week we look at the newest film and television movies and TV shows. I don't know. Why am I saying it like that? We assign what we believe the Rotten Tomato scores are going to be, and then we look at the actual scores. I hit them a little bit this time because you guys always jump the gun. I am not making that mistake again.
Okay, sorry.
So,
No
Jack Ryan, the new Amazon Prime original, featuring Jim Halpert, I think is his real life name now.
Yeah.
We all thought it was going to get a 70%, and it ended up getting...
Hey,
all right.
not bad.
Critical score 74, an audience of 89.
Okay.
And I think we kind of went low on some of these anyway.
We did
Yeah,
because we've
we've
been
been-
scoring too high. And
Yeah.
then
Yeah, we've been
We've
aiming
been wrong,
lower.
really wrong.
Yeah, and it looked... well, I don't know how to feel about it still. I haven't
watched
actually
it?
seen it yet, but from all the previews I've seen, I've always been like, I've been a little bit iffy.
Yeah.
That, and they've really been like pumping the hell out of their advertising.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
I've not seen a
Everywhere.
show so advertised.
Yeah.
it's like, really? We get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just like I've practically
here.
memorized the 2 minutes and 36 seconds before anything on YouTube.
Yeah, it's like it's on all the Coke cans. It's just everywhere.
Yeah.
I've never been
Jurassic.
so sick of his face. Because before I used to like never get sick of his face. But honestly, guys.
This is
did it.
good though. I
You
mean,
done
critics
did it.
think a little less of it than audiences do, but
Okay.
those are still decent
Yeah.
scores.
Valid.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, not bad. You guys think you'll give it a watch?
No.
No, I don't know.
Well, the thing is, I've already watched 3 episodes in previews, so
Yeah,
So I
right.
guess I didn't get a choice.
I mean,
I'm gonna pull a Kevin, and I'm gonna watch maybe the first episode or two
Yeah.
just to
Okay.
see what
Yeah,
it's like.
that's
Yeah.
fine.
I'll report
That's
back
fair.
here. Yeah,
That's fair.
yeah, it's fair. For the amount of advertising they put in, I'll give them an inch.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or
Okay.
every dad's airport book hero.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Right.
It's so true.
Every dad
Yeah.
thinks they're
it's
Jack
like,
Ryan.
oh, while
Yep.
mom's shopping, this is what I'll do.
Yep.
Tom Clancy.
Mayans
Play me a
MC,
Patriot
the
game.
new prequel series to Sons of Anarchy.
I missed it.
I hope we lowballed the shit out of
Yeah,
this
I believe
one.
it came out Monday. It was a new FX original by the same writer. We gave it an 85. It came out to
Ooh.
Wow.
89.
Okay.
So
But the
59
audience-
critically, but audience score of 81.
81.
All right.
That's still
Okay.
pretty good.
So it's interesting because a lot of times actually they kind of line up.
Yeah.
In this case,
I don't give a
obviously
fuck. Edward James Olmos.
I know.
I'm watching it.
I know.
There we go.
I'm on the same
For
page as you.
chapter president
He
Adama.
is my hero.
So I'm wondering what's going on here. Is it that the critics or the audience are they? And it's hard not to think about the things that have happened in the past, right? Like, my guess is they're doing a lot of comparisons to Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah.
Sure.
Do audiences like it because of that nostalgia? Are they are they seeing everything through rose-filtered glasses? Is that the expression?
I wanted.
Rose-colored.
I would say
Glasses,
that
yes.
might have more to do with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because
sure.
everyone just loved Sons
Yeah.
of Anarchy. I mean,
Yeah,
totally,
they did.
totally. Just getting more of it is
Mhm.
probably enough. Even though it's completely different. I didn't watch anybody watch it.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
on my second time through. Oh no, I'm sorry. Sons of Anarchy.
No,
Yeah.
the Mayans.
Mines?
Yeah, I have not seen mine.
No,
so-
nor
yeah.
I.
We're gonna watch it.
Oh yeah, I'm
Okay.
watching it.
I think we should watch
Okay.
it like ASAP, like soon.
I got to.
Sure.
I'm on the last season of my second run through of Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah.
Because I love that show.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
is a great
and,
show.
Yeah.
And so, anyways, yeah. And then lastly was Kin.
Yeah.
Did you watch Kin?
that's
What was
what it
that? Where did that
looked
come
like.
from?
I haven't watched any movies these last 2 weeks except for Telluride. I'm trying to catch up. Look for these reviews soon at the Safety Field.
I like your
Best,
plug-in.
you're the
man.
best
Yep.
plugger. You're like a butt.
The tightest.
That one
plug
was for Stan.
there is.
No, this movie looked like so generic. So
Yeah, explain the
It looks
premise
so
of it a
bad.
little bit if you remember.
Little kid finds a gun, an alien gun.
Yeah.
He
Yep.
It looks like
saves his junkie
His
or
bad
criminal
brother.
with it.
From James Franco.
James Franco.
James
Yeah.
Franco's in it?
Yeah.
Is he a
playing
crazy
like
monster?
sleazy-
Bad guy.
Yeah, like
Oh.
super
Yeah.
sleazy mobster
I
character.
think he's
I
got
gotta
like a
see
grill
this.
in or something.
Yeah.
Oh no! I
Yeah,
didn't see
he's-
that.
I'm interested,
I want to see it
though.
now.
Now you want to see
Yeah.
Seeing James Franco play
Alien.
Post Malone.
An alien and a Spring Breakers.
He does
There we
look like
go.
Post
Yeah,
Malone.
yeah.
There we
I
go.
heard
Post
that
Malone
movie
is one
was
of the
good.
ugliest men I've ever
Yeah.
I mean,
Right.
like good in like a bad way.
Yeah, it's a weird movie.
Okay.
Oh, Spring Breakers.
Yeah.
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 It looks like he's playing the same character, honestly. So.
It really does. Anyways, so Kin, an interesting looking movie. It looks like a young adult book.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was it. Didn't we say that when we saw the first trailer?
We were like,
Yeah.
ooh,
Anyways, we
no.
give it a 45. We weren't thinking too high on it. Critics
Uh-oh.
give it a 33. Audience
That-
give it a 63.
They split the difference on that
There we
shit.
go.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
All right.
We're
we
somewhere
were
in the
like,
middle.
Yeah, pretty decently in the middle. That's cool.
Yeah.
Seemed like they were really harping on from the producers of Stranger Things.
Right.
What was the other one? I can't see the poster.
Something else. I don't know.
Arrival.
Oh,
Arrival.
okay.
It's like,
You can't compare this to Arrival. Get out of here.
Yeah, if there's going to be
You
some
haven't seen
sort
it
of
yet.
like deep alien like invasion twist or something, they should have put it in the
Sure.
in the trailer for it, because otherwise it's
I
like
don't know.
finding some sort of alien super weapon.
Right.
Like that's not that much of a hook, you know?
yeah, it's kind of disappointing that it did so badly, honestly.
I mean,
just
they could-
because Stranger Things and Arrival are both awesome, so
Yeah.
it's kind of like, well,
They could have been going with like the more simplistic storyline and seeing what they can make of it.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
don't know.
They were going for Turbo Kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Turbo Kid was
a few
great.
things
Pretty
better
much,
than
but
Turbo
Turbo
Kid.
Kid's
He's fantastic.
That's funny. We talked about a device sequel, and it bears a striking resemblance to this storyline a little bit. Just saying, man.
Just some inside baseball on that one for you. We'll
You guys ready
baby
something?
bird it to you later.
Okay,
Sure,
all
for
right,
sure.
all right. I'll
Okay.
take the baby bird now. All right, now coming soon with Pre-Tomatoes, which always comes after. There you go. In
Yeah.
case you didn't hear that recording of something we could have said, it was Post Tomatoes. So now, we're going to look at some new TV and movies that are coming out
Sweet.
and assign our scores. So
Oh, man.
let's start off with that. On the
wish I'd
far
done-
left, you want to take it?
Okay, so on the far left, we'd already seen the trailer for this one as well, which was Peppermint by Jennifer Garner.
man.
Also,
a bad name.
white
What the
white
hell?
mom
Sounds-
becomes Lady Punisher
Right.
against
Right.
like Latino gangbangers.
Sounds like a stripper name.
Right?
A
It's
little
the
bit.
worst name for a movie.
Yeah, and it was because it like looks like maybe if she was a mercenary or something in this,
Right.
but it was just like it was like her family is killed and she's Lady Punisher.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that's basically what it all seems like. And but like in this case, it went in so many directions that I just didn't like.
Oh, you
'Cause
saw it already?
No, but I mean, I saw the trailer and I
okay.
kind of had seen enough,
It just came out an
from
hour
the
and a
first
half
one.
ago.
Right, yeah.
And I was not feeling it any way around.
Sure. The next one, Jess, you want to take that?
The Nun, which is a James Wan. Is it James Wan?
He's probably a producer.
I'm-
He's
I'm
a,
not a
he's,
producer.
yeah, I don't think he's direct.
No, he's
directing
not directing it.
Hand
But
in it
it's in
somewhere.
that same universe as The Conjuring, and it looks scary as hell. 'Cause,
Yep.
regular nuns scare me. So,
So
It's the
monster
fifth in the
nuns, you're
series?
fucked, homie.
It's the
Conjuring 1, 2, Annabelle, and the
and
fifth.
then Annabelle 2, and then The Nun, and then I think they have 2 or 3 more slated.
Jeez.
They have the
Yeah.
Toy Box, I think is what it's called.
Oh,
Conjuring 3.
I didn't know that was a part of it.
If I'm not mistaken.
Toy Box.
Yeah, and
Okay.
then Conjuring 3, and then I think there's another one slated. This is a huge franchise now.
Yeah, they're
it's pretty
busting
cool,
it
and
out,
it's a
yeah.
franchise that I really enjoy.
yeah.
Okay.
Fun story about The Nun. I was actually supposed to see it yesterday at an early screening here in Albuquerque, but
cool.
got there a half hour early. Thought that'd be enough. I've been to several other advanced screenings. That's been enough time. But no, I got kicked out because there wasn't enough room. Regal Cinemas, any other place that wants to, let me into these with critics, hit me up. I'm really trying here.
You know what I think? That's nonsense.
Boom.
Oh.
I don't know if that was
Perfect.
a positive or negative. Bell, you want to take that last one?
We
Either
got
way, it's
Showtime's new series starring Jim Carrey.
With my hair.
As a, right? Yeah. As
Holy shit.
a
Is he sing-
Mr. Rogers-ish type character called
But weirder.
Kidding.
Okay.
I think YouTube is actually like showing like the first episode.
Oh, really?
And I kind of wish I'd have watched it now. I just saw it. I didn't really have time to.
It comes out Sunday,
but it's coming out anyway.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it's Showtime or if it's going to be the Showtime their little.
Oh, Showtime Anytime?
Yeah.
No,
one
I
of
think
those.
Showtime Anytime is basically anything that's been on
It's
Showtime.
just on. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't think they have their
so
own
I guess
separate
it'll be
streaming
on
service.
Showtime.
Yeah. That
Looks
movie
good.
looks
Interesting,
interesting.
yeah.
It looks like Eternal Sunshine mixed with, I don't know.
Same
Mr.
director.
Rogers.
It's
Eternal
Michel Gondry.
Sunshine.
Yeah, I believe
Yeah.
he's.
Oh,
Does
really?
he directing it?
Or maybe
he's-
writing.
Maybe
I'm
produces
thinking
it. Yeah,
writing.
something along those
Yeah,
lines.
he's a big part of it.
I like Michel Gondry.
yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, scores. Let's get some scores. Let's start on
Peppermint.
the left.
3%. I'm just
I was
kidding.
going to say, yeah.
How about like 45?
I was going to say 32.
30
Okay,
sounds reasonable.
Okay.
I'm gonna go 65.
Okay.
Okay.
Wow.
Bend this. Well, you're 1/5.
So we should
So
I wanna
meet
say
in the middle.
1/5 of
50s.
65 from 30. Oh, you want
50,
50s.
55,
Okay.
something along those
All right.
lines.
So I mean the middle, 48.
48 or 50. A straight 50.
I mean, I don't. I mean, Jennifer Garner is somebody who can handle something like that.
Yeah.
I
So
believe
I
that.
can't. I don't know. It could be really, really bad,
Mm-hmm.
but if there could be some. So I don't know.
It looks
Well,
like a
it-
serviceable movie.
It
Yeah.
seems like the build the wall crowd will turn out in droves to watch this.
There
right?
we
It's
go.
like, angry white woman.
Yeah, the system
Hits
failed.
the
This
asses
angry
of
white
cholo
mom and
Mexican
Latino
dudes.
gangbangers
There's a new-
will face no punishment.
Yeah, there's
It's
a
like,
new
oh,
there's a new
boy.
movie demographic you studios need to look out for. Build the
Until
wall
gun-based
crowd.
justice shows them who the real white Jesus is.
Peppermint.
Wait, what? Fucking what?
She's so spicy, but
Yeah.
she's not Latina.
It is her shooting.
We call
my
it
God.
mayonnaise.
Oh my God.
Spicy mayonnaise.
Oh, 38.
He's like, I'm over this shit.
I'm glad we're friends, Stan.
Right. Yeah.
We're king is for
let's
life.
Let's meet the 45. Is that
I'm
something
sure that
reasonable?
sounds
Sure.
good to me.
Yeah.
I feel like
45,
that's a
yeah.
middle of
45.
all of us.
Okay.
All right, let's move on to the next one. The Nun.
The Nun.
I think it's going to be one of those ones. It'll be maybe not very big critic-wise,
So, yeah,
but audience.
yeah, it's
is
a proven
gonna-
commodity.
It's interesting because I think The
Yeah.
Conjuring did well. I think The Conjuring 2 didn't do as well with critics.
Right.
Annabelle 1 didn't do well, and then Annabelle 2 did well. So they've been jumpy with
Yeah.
this
I
series.
don't
Yes.
know.
It didn't. I mean, it does look like it's more maybe jump scare based.
Yeah.
which
They-
I'm
most
not
of them are.
always, I'm not
Purely
always a
jump
big
scare.
fan
It
of.
looks
Yeah.
so silly. Like, who thinks a nun? Well, okay, you said you think nuns are scary. but
I think they're horrifying.
I just think this looks like a super silly movie. I actually saw it when I tried to go see the movie. There were a bunch of nuns. I don't know if they were real or like
No,
press.
nice.
And some of them had their faces covered with like this black mask. It was
Cool.
okay. That was kinda
Shadow
creepy.
impulse.
Yeah.
Right.
But just a movie about an evil
Wait.
nun.
Where were you where you saw these evil
Regal
nuns?
16.
Oh, gotcha.
Uptown
Like-
Albuquerque.
I thought you were
Yeah,
just
yeah.
like walking around.
Yeah.
Oh no, yeah, they were right there before
Sinister nuns in the
concessions.
food court.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I mean, someone who devotes themselves blindly to something and then is like, I don't know, willing to like give up everything for that seems scary.
Oh, so
to
she's
me.
talking about real nuns. She's talking
Yeah.
about
Like
this
the
nun.
That-
supernatural zealots.
Right.
Okay.
It's like, oh, you're willing to give up sex for something you think exists, but there's no proof.
That's
wow.
what this whole movie's
That's
about, I'm pretty
crazy.
sure, is about her not having sex.
I don't think it's that smart.
She just turned into like this hell beast of.
I'll be fair, even though I'm pretty sure I'm going to love this. I'm going to make you all watch it later.
I'm gonna go watch it.
I'm interested. I don't know.
I don't know. I'm going to say 70.
Oh, wow.
It's
Yeah.
honestly with the amount of these movies that people go to see all the time
Yeah.
anyway. Yeah, I'm on board with
I
that.
would go down maybe
I-
like 5%. 65.
I would say 60. Just like I said, I think this is. I think it'll be one where the critic score is low, but the audience score
Sure.
will be fairly high.
Yeah.
So.
Should we do that? Should we do like crit score and then audience score?
No,
Yeah,
that's
let's
too
stick with
much.
stick with the stick
Okay.
with the just
All right.
critics.
35.
Whoa.
All
Okay.
right. So we're gonna have to meet in the middle and do like 55 or
Yeah, I
something.
think 55 maybe.
Okay.
Yeah,
Sorry.
that's
Let's
fast
do-
math.
yeah, let's
That's
do
fast
50.
math.
Don't apologize. I think
I was
that's
gonna say he's literally giving us the critical score for
right.
it.
That's what I'm saying. I think it's
Professional
gonna
film
be
critic,
lower than we're
Victor
thinking.
Valverde.
Yeah.
Kidding. Let's move on to Kidding.
Oof. Yeah.
Let's do this like an 85.
Man.
Yeah, like because this one can go either super hard as being awesome, or it will be terrible.
Yeah.
Because it was like, it's like Michel Gondry. He's is an awesome director, just like somebody that I really, really like. I remember being like one of the only ones in my in my circle of friends who like The Science of Sleep.
I love it.
And then it was like, but then you're also dealing with like Jim Carrey, who vacillates so hugely between being somebody who's awesome and then kind of letting like his anti-vaxxer views bleed into his performance.
Yeah.
I think he mixed the word vaccine and oscillate together.
He's vacillating.
Vacillating.
Yeah.
I think
That
this
works.
is gonna mix funny Carrie and crazy Carrie.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
Because that's what the trailer looked like too. Is just like he's like really fun and it like it looks like Truman Show, Carrie, and then
Or Man in the Moon.
and then it got like really like schizophrenic and dark all of a sudden.
Okay.
And yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of stoked.
I'm okay with
Yeah.
that then. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I'm basing this all off of just what I'm looking at. I haven't seen any footage in regarding to this in any way.
88.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
I'm
said
on board.
85.
I'm not going to fight
yeah,
it.
80, 85, sure.
90.
Okay.
Let's do 87.
Yep.
That works.
Sounds good.
87%.
Have we so tomatoed this then?
yeah.
Everything has been so tomato.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you. You're bringing it back. We lost it for a while.
I
We
liked
lost
it.
our
I want
way.
you to have a gavel.
Yeah, I need a gavel.
We need to give. I'll find you one.
You know, we have like producer meetings like every Saturday,
Yeah.
and we jokingly say gavel when everybody's rowdy. We just need a real gavel, I think.
There you
Yep.
go.
That's
Yeah.
all it is.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Or a big comedy gavel.
Print me one, Alex.
3D print him a gavel?
Dope.
There we
That
go.
would
Is it
be
going to be
dope.
sturdy enough, though? Oh, yeah. Yeah, he
Are
has
you
no
kidding?
doubt
They
about
make
it.
guns out of those things.
That's
Like a
That's a good point.
graphene,
Right.
yeah.
That's a good
graphene
point.
Gavel
True
that
that.
just shatters the table.
That'd be great if they could make a gun that could shoot, but they can't make gavels that can
Right.
tap a
Aw.
table.
We need to get on that.
Pretty sure they got it.
3D printers. Anyways, let's move on to our next segment, which is reviews. Okay, cool.
Oh,
so
boy.
this is very simple. Our next segment is all about what are you watching. Let's move on to the next slide.
Okay.
And so who wants to go first? What are you watching this week?
I'm gonna go
Stand
first.
backed up. You going? Go ahead.
Okay. I watched My Life as a Zucchini, which is a French film claymation. It's very short. It's on Netflix. I love it so much. It's so good. I pretty much cried the entire movie, but like a lot of it was like, "Ooh, this is so good," that kind of a cry.
To be clear, this segment is a non-spoiler segment. So can you tell us a little bit about what that movie is about?
Yes. It is about a little boy whose nickname is Zucchini. That's not his real name.
Okay.
Which, by the way, how freaking adorable is that? His nickname is Zucchini. And in French, it's courgette. Oh, so cute. Anyway, so he, has this bad childhood, kind of a rough childhood. And he gets taken away and gets put in a foster home. And it's kind of about the friends he makes in the foster home, all the kids there and their stories about how they ended up there. And oh my gosh, so good.
Yeah, Jessica and I watched this. It's only it's a little over an hour, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
We've been seeing it pop up on Netflix for a while now. I don't
Cool.
remember if it was a Netflix original.
I don't think so.
No? Okay. It is a French director who does animated, mostly claymation stuff, award-winning.
Okay.
Hasn't done a ton, though, as far as feature films are concerned. This is based off of a book that got turned into, I think, that got turned into this claymation, then got turned into a live-action film. Or
Live-action TV show.
TV show, which I
Yeah,
think
French also.
I think there might be a film about. I could be mistaken, but the story is that good.
Yeah.
Okay.
That it could be remade into 3 different mediums.
Yeah.
And it's only going to be an hour of your time. Anybody that watches and doesn't like it, I think I don't like them. It is
It's just
that,
really heartfelt. Like,
that
it's
good.
Just, yeah.
Yeah, it's super heartfelt. We were just crying and just like, but it's so joyous at the same time. It's like celebrating
Yeah.
childhood.
For such
I'm
a rough topic about like just having a rough childhood and,
Yeah.
foster
foster
care
care,
is
yeah.
rough.
Yeah.
And they made it so joyful. And,
Yeah.
Yeah. So great.
Does it have like negative connotations like here in the States? I mean, as like it's French. I
It's
guess?
just all about France. Yeah, France.
Yeah.
There's
Oh,
nothing-
yeah.
I mean, do they still have the same sort of?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Okay, like just.
Oh yeah, it shows you like pretty much all the same stereotypes and
Okay.
stuff.
Okay.
But there are some things that are probably more French about it, I would say.
Okay.
But definitely give it a watch. It's
Cool.
It's really great.
Yeah, My Life as a Zucchini.
Yep.
No, I'm into it.
Yeah.
Oh, any claymation, I'm sold. So.
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
And the
yeah.
claymation is really well done.
Cool.
Like it's super awesome.
Yeah, that's. I think we watched 10 films. Like we did a Telluride at home.
Basically.
No joke. Watched like 10 films. I guess a
Uh-huh.
couple TV shows in there too, and that was like my favorite of all of them.
Yeah.
Nice.
Me too. For sure.
Who wants to go next?
Give me like 30 seconds.
I will go next then. I watched. I don't remember what I was going to talk about. Lights Out.
Uh-huh.
I
saw that.
You did see that.
Yes.
Yes. So it is a horror film. I'm starting to get the word right.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I don't appreciate being called a whore, so.
It's a horror film.
Based off of a short film from
Yeah.
this director from this small town in like Kentucky or somewhere not worth mentioning.
Ooh, rough.
And
I live in Albuquerque, bro.
good point. Touche. And his wife was in this short film. I think it was basically them two that did this whole thing. There's maybe one other actor. It's a 2-minute short film. And the fun story behind it is that James Wan and a couple other producers saw this short film and were like, let's do a full feature with this guy. They fly him and his wife out to LA. They can't afford like a place, so they have to like do like a Airbnb for a couple months.
Yeah,
before they can
actually
get,
it was
like, a
because
paycheck.
they couldn't provide some sort of paperwork that they needed in order to rent.
Oh,
and
okay, is that what it
so
was?
because they were like newly, I don't know, residents or whatever.
Okay,
Right.
And
interesting.
so so they had to rent an Airbnb for like years.
Yeah, well, I think it was a couple months.
Yeah.
And
crazy.
my favorite part of the story is then, all right, now it's this small time dude who's made a couple short films on this set, and he's like, he's got $20 million to play with. He's looking around and he's like looking at his first AD and he's like, what am I supposed to say? Action. Like he doesn't know what he's doing. He ends up making this incredible movie. I'm a big fan of it. It's a jump scary type of horror film.
It's
if you're
one
into
of the
that.
effective ones, though,
Yes,
Scared
they
the
did a very good
crap out of
job
me.
with the special effects.
Yeah.
Which is just like it's not even that
pretty simple.
simple. It's very simple.
That's what I liked about it.
I wanna see
It's
this.
the premise of it is that they're or rather I should say the fun or the game. I feel like in a lot of horror movies there's like
Sure.
a gaming. There's like a what's the word I'm looking for? Like a tactic, a game.
Competitive?
No, a way that this world works.
Okay.
All right.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
okay.
There are
There's a
mechanics upon which it
Mechanics?
operates.
There we
Mechanic
go.
might be the best.
Yeah.
There we go.
for it.
Yeah.
Gimmick, but yes. So the gimmick or mechanic, whatever. Jesus Christ,
We got there.
is that the demon can only exist within shadows or the dark,
Wow.
and as soon as it touches light, it can die. That's essentially how the story works, and it follows. There's a bit of a history to all of that, and then there's a cool twist on it too, as far as who the demon is connected to.
Right,
It's usually
yeah.
not connected to this person
Yeah.
that you would expect it to be. And we did it on a scary movie night, which we used to, Jessica and I and a couple other people used to host it once every few weeks. When we moved out here, we found some friends that really liked horror films. So we used to host them all the time. And
Cool.
every once in a while we bring them back up. And so this month, I think we have 3 planned. You guys are all invited.
Sweet.
If you like horror films,
Yeah.
horror films. So lights out, enjoy it. Watch the 2-minute short film on YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
If you like that,
That's
then
good,
go watch
too.
the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool. Who's going
That
next?
was cool.
I will. I got the chance to rewatch a movie I'd seen about 15 years ago. It was from 1974, and if any of you had seen Kill Bill, it was kind of the movie that was the more or less
Right.
backstory to Ellie Driver
Okay.
in the movie. It was a film called, it was the kind of exploitation film name for it was They Call Her One Eye.
Okay.
Yeah. You'd heard about this one?
Yeah.
And but otherwise, the alternate title for it was Thriller: A Cruel Picture, or in its original Swedish, Thriller: En Grim Film. And it was the story of a mute young woman who is just raped and like has one of her eyes put out by just this band of criminals, and she's trained as an assassin and goes back and kills every fucking last one of them, like horribly.
She
and
peppermints them.
Yeah,
Super
very
dope,
much
except
so.
way
only
better,
it's like blonde Swedes, you know.
Nice.
But yeah, and it's
And
super.
in the 70s, so
Yeah.
that automatically
Well,
makes
and
way better.
it does like the like as we were mentioning the Suspiria thing, the very much the Dario Argento kind of like the filming of the putting out of her like her eye. Well, and the worst part about it is all of like the rape scenes are filmed with porn actors, so it's
my God.
unsimulated sex.
Whoa.
Like it's
What the
in. You're not
I don't-
expecting it
I
at
don't know
all.
if I can do
like
that.
it goes straight into like full on like pornography, and it was like whole. That's why they say this is like a grim film to watch.
Wow.
And, yeah. And it was just, it's incredibly just graphic and stomach churning to see with what they go into. But yeah, which makes, of course, the roundabout where she takes her revenge on everybody who did what they did to her, all the more satisfying.
Why did you go back to this?
Just because it was one of those things. I'd been discussing Kill Bill with a couple of my friends, and it was just one of those things where it was like, oh yeah, because the backstories they had were all kind of based off of other noir / exploitation style films, and it was like,
Gotcha.
let's see if we can't find that again. It was just like, oh god, it's so much worse all these years later.
Right.
But yeah. So that's what we decided to see, and
Cool.
yeah, it is like, again, the reason that I say all of this beforehand is that if you are sensitive to anything like a lot of graphic violence and unsimulated pornographic sex, it's one of those where, like, thankfully the DVD provides you with the option to skip all of it, and you probably want to, because it goes deep.
That's a
like
nice
especially
DVD.
for a 1974 release.
Yeah.
You
Wow.
know? Yeah.
Cool.
I don't know.
Interesting. All right.
I might have to skip the,
May have
the
sold me
graphic
on that.
sex.
Yeah, because it's like, holy
Scenes.
shit. It's like super. Yeah, it is unexpected.
Yeah.
Wow. I'll have to check that out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who wants to go next? I know you talked a lot about stuff, but if you have something in particular,
I got a little bit of counter programming to that.
There we go.
Thank
Please do.
more.
As you know, I spent all last week watching new releases, but
You sound tired.
You sound exhausted, but
I am.
satisfied.
But a little before that, I always check out those what's leaving Netflix and what's coming to Netflix lists. So I saw the 40-Year-Old Virgin was leaving Netflix.
Oh,
Nice.
And I think it was last month. So I watched it earlier that month. And, never seen it before. I'm still a young lad. I think that came out in 2005. So
Yeah.
wouldn't have
Okay.
seen that upon release. But, I really like that movie.
This is your first time seeing it? Is that what you just
Yeah,
said?
I was thinking it was
Nice.
gonna be like this, just like super raunchy, like humiliating movie. And then,
No.
like this guy just becomes, I don't know, but it's really like compassionate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
It was so nice.
It's optimistic.
Yeah.
What does the
like-
breast feel like? A bag of sand.
Bicycling home.
The comedy still holds up. in
Oh
that
my
movie.
God.
It
Yeah.
does.
A lot of it's
It
just
does.
improv. I read they just
Yep.
had reels and reels of footage when they shot that.
And the amount of amazing comedic actors who weren't anybody yet.
Yeah.
Paul
Just-
Rudd,
sure,
Seth
yeah.
Rogen.
Yep.
The black gentleman in that film. He's in
Romany
a new
Malco.
film. Yeah. What is he? He's coming out
It's
with a new
Kevin
one.
Hart one.
Oh.
Is
Yeah.
it Night School or
Yes,
something like
he's
that?
coming out
yeah.
Night
Oh,
School.
he's
Yeah.
in it. Huh. Yeah, and Judy Greer. She's
love
such
her.
a darling.
She's great.
is in that movie. She's there for like 5 minutes, but
And I
so
like the
great.
situation that she's in, where with her and her daughter. I like their relationship. a
Well,
lot.
Judy Greer's like the person he hooks up with for the first
Oh,
time at
yes,
the bar,
yes,
and she
yes,
like
yes.
throws up all over it.
Right.
Oh.
Yes. So, I'm sorry.
I
I'm
love
talking
that
about
one.
the woman that he ends up.
Yeah.
yeah.
Who is it?
I forget her name.
Oh my gosh,
Catherine
I love
Keener.
her.
Catherine Keener.
Thank
Uh,
you.
Yeah,
no,
she's-
it's not Judy Greer, man. I hate to do this to you.
who is
It's Leslie Manning.
Leslie Mann.
is
Dang it.
Judd Apatow's wife.
They're so
yeah.
similar.
Apatow's
They're
wife.
both comedians.
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
both
yeah.
make the same kind of comedy. Dang it.
Yep.
Yeah, I saw her in this year's Blockers too. Man, I'm sorry.
Oh,
Leslie Mann.
okay.
Oh,
There we go.
yeah.
I'm also not sorry, Judy Greer. I love both of you.
Yeah, they're both
Right.
great. Yeah.
And Jane Lynch.
Yep.
Yeah, Jane Lynch.
Jane Lynch is
They're
good
all
in
easy
that,
to mix
yeah.
up for sure. Yeah.
A lot of little cameos. Mindy Kaling's in that for a hot minute.
Oh my
Oh
god.
yeah, she's Paul Rudd's
Yeah,
girlfriend.
And she's all crazy.
What's
She
her
always
name?
plays that role so well. She's
Elizabeth
crazy
Banks.
so well.
Oh,
is
yeah, it's like-
so hilarious.
Oh my god,
Who
yeah.
did she
Yeah.
play?
She's the one. She's the
Or
one.
What did she play?
She's like the crazy one in the bookstore, and then he
Yes.
goes back home with her, and she jumps
She's
in the
like,
tub. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. She's
I
also
re-
got a little her little cameo in I think it's Catch Me If You Can.
Okay.
It's real fun. It's kind of before she hit big too.
And she was
Yeah.
also in a movie we just saw too.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So, what would you rate this like among other comedy
Definitely
films?
top of the line. That's right. I really like. It had like those silly raunchy moments that were funny, but I really like the heart of it. And Steve Carell is just like so good in it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I think
and
that
that
was his-
freaking scene where he's getting his hair taken off.
God, Kelly Clarkson.
He
That was all
literally-
real.
that was
That was real. Yeah, that was real. There's
Yeah, like-
Simulated hair removal.
like
It really hurts, guys.
Yep.
As
Oh,
coming
I
from
can only
someone who
imagine.
used to regularly get Brazilian waxes. Yeah,
He-
Kelly
Hector
Clarkson is
cringed.
right.
Kelly Clarkson. Yeah, that was going to
Yeah.
be one of my
That was-
deals.
That was a tough part of the movie to watch.
Yeah.
But yeah,
But that's like an iconic scene.
Yeah.
now.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I cried
literally,
the first time I watched that.
Romany Malco really does. He's like, I can't.
Yeah.
Like that's
Oh,
he's
yep.
he really bows
couldn't.
out.
He
Yeah,
really
he's like,
bowed
I can't do it. I can't do it.
I
And
thought
then
that
he
was like, oh, that's
yeah,
great.
no.
It's good to know that a lot of that was improvised.
Yeah.
So well done.
God, I still
good
remember.
stuff.
Like, I think I still cry laughing whenever that scene
It's good
comes up.
stuff.
So good.
Kelly
Yeah,
Clarkson.
the blood stains on his shirt afterwards. That was real. I think that was real.
Why
Yeah.
are you doing this?
There was they tried to redo it, and I think it was successful in Hot Tub Time Machine.
oh,
Okay.
Where
I don't remember.
I think his name is his name Dan? Who the hell was in that movie? Who's in Hot Tub Time Machine? He's the bald guy.
Cusack. Oh, Rob Corddry.
Yeah.
Rob
Corddry.
Corddry, I think, is having sex behind closed doors, so you don't actually see it. But then when he's about to come, I think he says Shia LaBeouf,
Yeah.
and I
yeah,
love that. I
yeah,
love it. Yeah.
Yeah. My brother
my God.
actually one time on a dare, his friend was like, "Let me wax your armpits, bro."
oh my god.
And he's like, "Fine." And that was one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life. It was almost
Amazing.
exactly like
What did he
that
do it
scene.
with? Like
That's
duct tape?
No, it was I had
Like
like
wa-
real
you
wax,
had
to-
stretch
Nice.
wax, yeah.
Wow.
And he was bleeding, and
Oh,
it was
God.
one of the funniest things I've ever seen. It was
How do you
just
even
like that scene.
walk? How do you even walk after that? You just don't move your
Well,
arms.
I mean, this was his underarm, so it wasn't as bad as like
So
getting
no
a
swinging
Brazilian.
your arms while you're
That's what
walking.
that's what I'm
Right.
saying.
Yeah.
Just keeping
Anyway.
it clamped to your side.
Oh God.
Stan, are you the last one?
I guess so. I went old school too.
What'd you watch?
I was flipping through Amazon Prime,
Cool.
and I came across this little gem. I'm the king of the B movies. It's called Runaway. I think it was '84. Tom Selleck.
Yep.
Written and directed by Michael Crichton.
Yep.
Oh.
And
Yep.
it was really, really. I mean, it's got a lot of '80s sensibilities, but it's basically like a time where AI automation is kind of integrated with our lives.
Yep.
So now, the Runaway program is Tom Selleck. He's a cop that specializes in neutralizing or like anytime one of the AI's little robots or whatever kind of goes nuts, he's got to go in and they take care of it.
It's Blade
either,
Runner-ish.
either yeah, he switch it off, or he's got a little laser gun that he it short circuits it, and so it's Tom Selleck, and the villain in that is none other than Gene Simmons
What?
from Kiss.
Playing a scientist.
Playing a scientist, very sleazy, I mean, he nails it, but I think it's just more him being him than actually putting in a performance.
Yeah, he's.
Have you guys
but
heard
it's
so
the
gross.
NPR interview with Gene Simmons? It's a woman named
Yes,
Terry
him
Gross.
and Terry Gross, yeah.
It's in fucking insane.
And he's the most like
Yeah.
misogynistic piece of shit like
Yes.
ever. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, it's a crazy
it's
interview.
early turn for Kirstie Alley.
Yep.
who I'm related to, by the way.
Nice.
That's
nice.
awesome.
Yep.
Yeah, and it's really, like I said, it's it holds up honestly, because there's a part where he's got his little. It's basically a drone. They call it a floater, and it's got a little propeller. It's got a camera in it, and it's going in. They use it to go in like surveillance. And I was like, wow. I was like, we got to put some respect on Michael Crichton's name.
Yeah.
Because that was 84, I think, or 86. And there's a lot, and they're talking about AI, of course. And, and Gene Simmons, he's like a crazy scientist, and he makes this, he like programs the robots to kill people, and he has things. So it's a little detective story. It's not, it's 80s cheese, but I love it. I became a Tom Selleck fan basically because of that movie.
I love Tom Selleck.
And it was so funny because on the cover of it, they show that homing bullet gun.
Yeah.
Him holding it, and he doesn't use it.
Yeah.
It's not him.
He never touches it.
And that they used those little like these drone spiders that injected people with like acid and shit.
Then blew up. Yeah.
It was so horrible. It was like such a horrible assassination weapon that they used. But how scary would that be? Like incredibly fast robot spiders crawling all over, and all they want to jab you with something that would kill you and then explode.
If you like that, watch Upgrade, my man. Watch Upgrade.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
Cool.
Want to see it.
Yeah, the little kid from was it Over the Top?
Yeah.
His son. So yeah, it's a nice little piece of nostalgia.
Cool.
But I like I said, it's Amazon Prime, so it's like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
It's no big,
quick watch, super quick.
Yeah, and it's a fun one, definitely.
I owned it on video disc when I was a child.
Yeah. I think it was like one of those you get the free HBO weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. All right. I think we are now ready for the review of The Happy Time Murders. Is it The Happy Time Murders?
Happy Time Murders.
The Happy Time Murders. This was recommended by you last week. You want to explain to us why you chose this movie?
Well, it was just because when we saw this during the summertime, we saw the review or rather the trailer for it, and everybody on the panel howled. We were laughing, except Jess.
And not me.
Not you.
Jess.
No. Our good friend Jessica Osborne. Yeah. Yes. But we had been looking forward to seeing this when it came out, and unfortunately, when we were doing Screen Source last week, we saw that the Rotten Tomatoes score was 35, and it was like, holy crap! Can
I'm
it
taking
really
issue with
be?
that? But go ahead.
Yeah. Can it really be that bad? And it was just the fact that it was brought to us by the letters H and A for Henson Alternative, which I thought was such a neat name for a production company.
Right.
Yeah, and
it's a subsidiary, right?
Yeah, and I certainly hope that this is the jump-off point from which they will do worlds in which, because the work that they did with the puppets and stuff was lovely. Yeah, but to see a world in which they rather seamlessly integrate, puppets, muppets, whatever you want to call it in this, into the world of flesh and blood humans.
Yeah, and a little more background on that too. That they had to build all these completely special sets.
Oh yeah.
So the puppeteers could stand and still use the puppets while they're
all the green screening that went on in this.
I like the little montage at the end.
Yeah, that's the best part of the movie.
Yeah.
There was I think like 150 puppets in this movie. Half of them were made for this movie.
Right.
Yeah.
Something like that, maybe a third. So like obviously a production like this is insurmountable.
It was a vast undertaking.
It was like 80 million, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, they dropped a lot on this one.
That makes sense.
Puppets are a lot of work.
Yeah. Oh my God, so much so.
Joke.
Yeah, it takes like at least 2 or 3 people each puppet.
They said 7.
7. Wow.
No, I think what they said was you could have like 2 puppets talking to each other, and that would be like 7 minimum
people,
just in like this small space, and then on top of that, all the extra background puppets and then the humans that are in the scene. It's just they said it got.
You could have like 100 people in a scene.
Just amazing.
Yeah. I'll give it that. It was a very the concept and the visual execution was very good.
Sure. But you have different thoughts.
Oh yeah,
in general.
I saw this when it released 2 weeks ago, I believe. Got my review out. It's on Sandia Film Journal.
.com.
No, it's .wordpress.
.wordpress.
Don't own the domain.
No,
I'm a poor post grad student living at home. Anyway. I don't know.
That was his film review.
I was like trying to be a noir movie.
Right.
Yeah.
And it had it going for the beginning, but it just ditches that. I really wish it would have been really stylized, really gritty, really leaning into the noir part. Instead of just so loosey goosey with style. It needed style.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say they ditched it completely, because I even halfway, maybe even more than halfway, when there is, and this is a spoiler review, when they get shot, or when there's the drive-by, that's still noirish feeling.
Yeah.
They don't lose it, but you're right, they don't stick to it.
Yeah, they really need to lean into it.
And I think too, and maybe just because the filmmakers are mostly primarily puppet-based background.
Yeah.
See, we didn't get a lot of canted shots that are synonymous with noir. We didn't get a lot of the dark, shadows and things like that. I mean, I think that could have gone a long way to maybe legitimize it a little more. Maybe
it would have gotten I don't know, in noir, I don't think of sunlight.
It was so normally lit. I'm not saying it needed to be super noir. It just needed style. Brian Henson had no style when he directed the movie.
Like I said, I don't think. I mean, his background being more puppet based instead of filmmaker sensibility.
Yeah, this
is
interesting because there's not a lot to. There's no groundwork for this.
Yeah.
We don't know.
I think that's part of the problem.
We don't know what major feature film puppet movies look like.
Yeah.
So he is kind of stepping up to the plate. And
Well,
I'm not saying they don't exist, but there's 5 of them.
Labyrinth,
a stylized puppet base,
Dark Crystal, and Star Wars.
But see, those are very
so.
fantasy, and that's really I mean, this is something. We're taking
adults, I guess.
Yeah, there you go.
Because I think because one of the things that they were kind of doing with the establishment of this world was the fact that a lot of things that were going on in this world were the first of their kind.
Right.
Because it was just you see Phil Phillips there. Oh, I got a neat little catch on that one is in The Muppets Take Manhattan. Kermit the Frog gave that as his pseudonym.
Was he Phil?
He was
Phillips?
Phil.
Oh, Phil. Yeah, that's right.
And
Phil.
just a nice little nod to his dad.
Yeah.
And I thought that was a little neat thing
This
that they
is
did.
little.
And it was they make it look like the fact that he's a cop, and he's not a cop. He was the first, puppet cop to be integrated into this, and he failed, at what he did.
I really like those moments too, by the way. Those were actually really nice.
Yeah.
When it went to the backstory and actual cop stuff. Yeah, I actually really like those moments.
Yeah, that they had the procedural kind of thing, and the Melissa McCarthy. Because I was talking to the employees at the movie theater beforehand, and they were like, a lot of people, at least in their opinion, didn't like it because if you don't like her kind of comedy, that it would be something that wouldn't resonate well. And it was the fact that because one of the things that I kind of had a problem with was I liked the fact that it was it would go from kind of gritty to super wacky out of nowhere, but then everybody goes out of their way to explain the joke that just happened.
Yeah.
They did that so many times. They were just leaning on that
Very
fucking crutch. And I was just you don't need to do, it's just see, I just insulted you. And it was we get it.
I think it works sometimes. Honestly, my favorite joke in the movie came from that when she's in the drug den, I guess you could call it. And she's like, right, you know what I'm talking about? He's like, and then the puppet says, you've nailed my views on women or something like that.
Oh yeah,
I did like that.
Good.
I did like that.
How have I never heard anybody say that ever in my life? So the humor in it, I think, was pretty well written. I think it was pretty well executed, and I'm not a fan of Melissa McCarthy. I don't think I've seen her in anything that I'm I love Melissa.
I liked her in this.
And I thought she did a good job. I think they could have cast differently. And nailed it a little harder. Even what's her name, who played the stripper in the movie, I think is funnier than
she was
she
so
is.
wasted. Elizabeth
She
Banks.
kind of was.
Oh,
wasted,
yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
And
Why
she's
bother?
fucking hysterical.
Or
Yeah,
she
she
could have
is.
been one of the voices of the puppets. That would have been good.
Yeah. Speaking of, do we know who the voice of the main puppet?
Yeah. His name was Robert Barretta.
Okay.
And I'd never heard of him before. And
That's
it was
surprising,
as a voiceover
yeah.
artist who has extensive experience in the field and knows a ton of the top names, it was I've never heard of him.
Interesting.
Wasn't he a puppeteer?
Could very well
I
have
think
been.
he was the actual puppeteer of his.
Sure, yeah, that's
Oh,
they
okay.
do that a lot of times.
Okay.
But yeah,
He
and
was
he was
good.
an amazing voice actor.
Yeah.
He was
Yeah.
a great talent. He was
Yeah.
super gritty,
Yeah.
you know, and the fact that he could go from being like very, very grim and doing a lot of yelling and screaming and stuff, but to being hysterical was
What's
he
his
did a great
assistant's
job.
name?
Bubbles.
Yeah, yeah.
Maya
And,
Rudolph.
and Maya Rudolph.
She was
I like
also-
Maya
she was
Rudolph.
great.
Also miscast, I feel.
I thought she did a good job.
I thought
like,
she did good.
Like oddly good. Like she was really strange. Like
Yeah.
her character was
Well, like,
not.
I think she was meant to be like almost like a human puppet. in
That's a good.
sense.
That's a good.
just
That is what
kinda-
it felt like.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that
Oh
was
my
deliberate.
God,
Is
when
what I mean.
The silly
'Cause her
string
name's
scene
Bubbles,
held
you
up. By the way,
Yeah.
the silly string scene was
Great.
fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
'Cause it just kept going and going, and I was like,
I was okay with that.
and then
yeah.
when
It
she's
was
like,
too much funny.
and she takes out the little like spray bottle
Yeah,
and
the
like
Windex.
just
paper towel.
like it's nothing.
Yeah.
Is Mr.
Oh.
And then
then
she
just-
offers them popcorn.
Yeah, and she got, would you like some fiddle faddle?
Yeah, fiddle faddle.
Which is a naturally funny, name
yeah.
for something.
Love
and
it.
then just the Joel McHale where it just the plop of silly string on his
Yeah.
coat and she
Yeah.
just sprays it, wipes it. You
That
gotta
was a
put
great
something on it.
trailer moment, and
Yeah.
I thought a lot of the movie had great trailer moments. It was a great trailer,
And it was
We all
super
said that,
noiry
yeah.
in the trailer.
But
Right.
like the actual movie, man, I don't
Yeah.
know. It just didn't do it for me.
Yeah.
I think it's perfectly watchable.
Yeah.
But it wasn't special.
Yeah,
No,
maybe like a mediocre.
Yeah, because it was an intriguing premise, and then it was just like, it was. There were different ways that they could have gone in it, but the only thing that I thought was really strange that I'd wanted to bring up was this was the return to puppetry in a major way by Kevin Clash, who disappeared from the face of the earth. He was the guy who did Elmo for all those
Oh,
years,
okay.
who disappeared a good 6 years ago after all of those sexual allegations
Yeah.
with underage boys came up, where he
Yeah.
ended up doing the same thing like the Kevin Spacey, where it was like, where it was like, you are kind of pulling some sexually predatory shit, and he was like, oh, I'm gay, and then disappeared.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, and it was
just
like, does that make it okay?
You did that
no, it's like
before it
you
was
picked
cool.
the worst possible fucking time to do that, because
Yeah.
then it just it's the miscategorization of being like, hey, just so you know, and it was like, that doesn't put you into any. You're not the victim here, dude.
Right.
And dude disappeared in disgrace.
I remember
a
that.
while
And
back.
that was right after the Elmo documentary. came
Yeah.
out.
Right,
Yeah.
Yeah. Everything like landed
Perfect
at, like,
timing.
one time.
So
Yeah, and
sad.
then I saw the name on there, and it was like, wait, what? Wait, he's running the whole show. Like he did multiple voices on the in the movie as well, and I was like,
It's interesting because he's this large, like soft-spoken black man.
yeah, who just is like right about 60 years old right now.
Yeah, he's
yeah.
up there.
But he had done some bads, and it was just, and I was like, okay, this is deeply problematic right now,
sure.
which is what we're dealing with, and it was just like, because the other thing is, it's like with a lot of people in celebrity, just who are just enjoying a degree of fame and fortune. Who do the shit and then go away, sort of like the Louis C.K. thing.
Yeah.
Then they just kind of come back, and people are like, oh, I guess it's cool when it's not exactly cool.
Yeah, everybody's
Yeah.
Mel Gibsoning it.
Yeah, because that was the thing that like
It's
immediately
like if you
stuck in my craw.
apologize, it makes it a little more bearable. Still
Right.
not quite bearable, but
Yeah.
a little bit more.
But it just like it detracted from my ability once I found out, what was going on, and just that dude was getting fucking paid because he ran the puppetry department on
Wow.
everything here. It kind of detracted from my ability to enjoy it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is fair. I thought
Didn't think about that.
knowing the critical score would detract my ability to enjoy it, but it didn't. And I was like consciously thinking about it the whole time too. I'm like, am I supposed to hate this movie? Am I supposed to hate this movie?
I think that it had to do with the whole Rotten Tomatoes diversifying. I think this is like a direct casualty of that, honestly. Because every review I've read completely missed the whole the undertone of the movie, which is something I really enjoyed about it, was the fact that the puppets were actually second-class citizens.
Yes.
Yeah.
And treated as such. Every review I've read totally just missed that.
It should have done
was
more
just
with it,
raunchy.
though.
No, I agree. I totally agree with that.
I love that angle. It was-
Yeah,
Me too.
I think, and like I said, I think it's just there's no precedence for it. I think they were thinking, I don't know, maybe we got to stick to this certain, maybe,
Yeah, well, it's hard because that's obviously a big topic to hit. but then they're also trying to do this
they're
through line, right?
Yeah.
But they would hit on it every now and like the
his brother.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah,
Phil
the
Phillips'
bleaching.
brother.
And
Yeah.
Or even at the
Yeah.
very beginning, the guy that's dancing is like, you don't need to do that anymore.
Yeah.
I actually really like that scene. That was
See,
great.
yeah. No, that's what I mean. I mean, and like I said, I think on their part, they probably were. There's obviously other things they're worrying about as well, and I think they probably, maybe they could have used more of that. Could have used more of the, the stylized. But I mean, we don't. How we can going forward now we see that.
Yeah.
But like I said, I mean, I think this is one of those ones. I think a few years down the line, people look at it because I remember I saw Friday in the theater and I was by myself. I was by myself.
Really?
I was saying bye Felicia and my neck and my back. Nobody had any idea what I was saying. then it hit home video and it blew up. I think it's going to be one of those, honestly.
Yeah, there weren't actually a lot of people at my screening either. I went on a Thursdays for the premiere of it. And
We
it was
went on a
like half
Sunday.
full.
There was one other couple in there.
Yeah.
I was completely alone in the theater when I went to see it.
Wow.
Half an hour in, like 3 other guys came in, obviously stoned, and they were screeching laughter,
Nice.
like the
Nice.
whole movie.
We're
It was
also
just
realizing we all individually went to the movie, but like by our lonesome. We could do this together.
I know, right?
True. I went with my brother. I love
was
my
still
brother.
moving at that point.
Yeah. No, I'm
I
not blaming
laughed a
any
lot.
of you.
That one, I had a free night.
Yeah.
My kid was out and
Yeah.
spending
That's
the
the
night.
time
So
to
yeah,
go.
boom, right? Yeah.
I'm not looking for excuses, everyone. What I will say is, though, I'm on page with you. I think it's hard because oh fuck,
Oh no.
it's a color circuit.
Stop
pen.
messing with
broke
that.
it.
Oh no!
I have
the
been messing
only
with it.
one.
We have another one over there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was trying to I was like, all right, put on your Transformers brain, turn it off, turn it off, and I actually enjoyed it. I don't know if it was by doing that or not.
I don't. Yeah, and like I said, I mean, it's the first of its kind. Of course, it's gonna. It's
Yeah, and a lot of people were comparing this though to a film that came out the
Peter Jackson.
an early Peter Jackson.
Oh, like Meet the Feebles?
Meet the
Feebles.
Feebles.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. Which is really
Way
That-
over the
well,
top.
see,
It's the
I
same
think-
movie almost.
Yeah, well, I think the Meet the Feebles they were obviously going for the break, the skewing all the stereotypes of what we think of puppets, and I think this one was more like using it as sort of device to move their movie
It was
along.
like more Roger Rabbit, I'd
Yeah,
say.
see, that's what. Yeah,
Mm.
and like I said, like I
Classic
said, I think maybe down the line, we can appreciate it more.
sure.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I
like
mean,
said,
it's no
Yeah.
Team America World Police,
sure, yeah.
but
well, I mean, think of even Sausage Party. That came and went.
that did come in.
in the theaters, but then it blew up once everyone actually got a chance to watch it.
I
you
enjoy
know?
that movie too.
See, and that's what I mean. I mean, I think, like I said, and like I said, every review that I've read, excluding, I didn't read yours, Hector. I'm
Well,
sorry.
don't read it. It'll match up with everyone else.
Well, I'm just saying, when the previous episode we were talking about Rotten Tomatoes diversifying, like I said, I think because every review that I read just completely missed that point about it, and so I'm just wondering if seeing it through different eyes or different, not the
White
just
male.
male perspective,
Sure.
just because like I said, a lot of those things resonated with me personally, like I said, the dancing puppet and his brother, that was an interesting character.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and like that does. I've met somebody who is of Indian descent who would do that to her skin to look more
Oh,
white.
jeez.
I'd heard about that,
Yeah.
and that it was something that was like toxic chemicals.
But,
that people
Barry,
in India would.
is it Barry Bonds?
No, it's Sammy Sosa.
Sosa, Sammy
who
Sosa.
went like blonde and blue-eyed, and it was just and he
Jeez.
lightened
Yeah.
the shit out of his skin.
Sammy
he looks
Sosa.
bizarre
Yeah,
now.
he does.
Yeah.
That's so weird.
Yeah.
That's kind of kind of like that the brother
It's
was
a very Michael Jackson sort of character,
Yeah, that it was
in
the-
a way,
the-
but also Michael Jackson had a disease.
Yeah.
right. That's
Sure.
a little different.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I enjoyed it.
You
I
had a
think
good
it
time?
was I had very, very low
Expectations.
expectations for it, and then I was just like, well, you know what? I had a good time. I laughed a lot. That was the point of the movie.
Yeah.
So whatever. It wasn't like the best movie I've ever seen, but it also made me laugh a lot.
No, it was
fine.
It was groundbreaking in a lot of ways, like in a lot of the concepts that they introduced. And honestly, I hope that the Henson alternative label continues.
I hope so.
Like, I hope that this is the first of many that are like this.
Yeah.
But it was just like, I obviously, as mentioned before, I had my problems with it. There were a lot, but that was a lot of behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah.
However, I sat there, watched it, and I laughed. I laughed out loud multiple times during it, and that's what comprises a successful comedy for me.
Yeah, it's interesting because like it's similar to horror films in that in genre films. Sometimes you like looking at it in two different ways. One is like, for a comedy, how many times did I laugh? What was my laugh per minute?
Sure.
And then also how good was the movie?
Yeah.
I was like looking at it and then like for scared, how scared was I? How good was the actual movie?
Right. It's like we watched Lights Out, but we also watched It Follows, which I think arguably is a much better movie in my opinion, but maybe not as many scares per minute.
Sure. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. It's hard to. Do you like bifurcate that part of your brain, or do you try to like connect those things when you're looking at genre films?
I try to go into every movie thinking it's going to be great.
Really?
Okay.
That's like the fairest thing to do, although I had a hard time doing that with Jurassic Park. This genre, but I don't know. I feel like when you're spending so much money and so much creative labor, like you got to make the best movie you possibly can. So this movie actually I had to force myself to laugh. I was very disappointed with it, but yeah, I tried to be fair to everything.
That's good. Yeah.
I think it's just the first penguin in the water. They say, the first penguin in the water is usually the one that gets eaten.
Yeah.
But while he's getting eaten, all the other penguins get to go and make it safely. Nobody wants to be the first penguin.
Sure.
Yep.
That kind of thing.
Yeah.
So
Maybe
I don't know.
They'll learn from their mistakes.
That's what I mean.
And do
Yeah,
better next time.
That's
Who
what
knows?
I think maybe down the line we can look at it as okay, well, they really were onto something.
Sure.
Hopefully, who knows? But I'm
Yep.
just saying, like, I think, like I said, it resonated more with me. Than I think even the critic score.
Sure.
Like,
I
tried.
I think it's an unfair score.
I think so.
Yeah.
But that's like I said, that was my only like beef with any of that. I enjoyed it.
You don't want beef with Stan.
I think it definitely could have been a better plot.
Sure.
It could have been a better movie.
Sure.
I found out yesterday that the plural of beef is beeves.
Shut up.
Beeves.
It's pretty great.
Wait. In what? Like as in two halves?
Side of beeves.
Well, like yeah, exactly. Or if you've got multiple beeves going on with rappers.
Beeves. You got beef, not beef. You got beeves.
That doesn't sound as hard.
No, it doesn't. Beeves.
Were you on Urban Dictionary?
No, it was one of those facts you may not know. A lot of the stuff that this man shares all the time.
Oh yeah, you are like the ultimate sharer.
I gotta say, like, I think my bar is pretty low though for comedy movies in general. Like, I will watch any Will Ferrell movie, no matter how terrible it is, and laugh my ass off and think it's wonderful. So maybe that's why I like this movie.
I could see Will Ferrell in this movie.
Oh, right.
Easily.
Oh, he would have been
sure.
great.
You know, he would have been the producer. He could have pulled that off very easily because they used Michael McDonald from Mad TV, and he kind of occupies that not quite that ersatz Will Ferrell space.
Sure.
It's fun to see. It's fun to see Michael McDonald. He's great.
Yeah, love Michael
It's
McDonald.
real good.
Touch me.
Yeah, and he was kind of doing that in this too. Yeah.
All right, that was the Happy Time
Good
Murders
stuff.
review. Make sure to check also Hector's review on
Sandia Film Journal, also on Facebook.
.blogspot.
Yeah.
.com.
I want to do like a just put a number next to you with like how many plugs, and every time you plug, it's like ding. And it's like
Nice.
Maybe next time.
Yeah. Right. So every week we play a game. This week we are not. I'm switching things up on you a little bit. And I realized that I didn't prepare because I made this a couple days ago and I totally forgot about it. So let's see how this goes.
All right.
There's forewarning here. So on Reddit, I was on Reddit the other day. And on Reddit, they somebody posted, and it was like one of the most viewed things in the last several months. Famous examples of not telling all the cast what was going on. And I was like, oh, this is a really cool topic. I really like this.
Yeah.
Because there's plenty of
Acting
films
that
where
isn't
this has
acting.
happened.
Okay.
And I don't know that I knew all of these. I definitely knew a couple of these.
Right.
But these are some of the more popular ones that showed up on that Reddit thread. So thank you, Mr. Broom in the Room, for posting this. Maybe I'll post this video up there and see if this gets any traction. Anyways, so I don't know. I don't really know how to go about this. Do any of you know any of the ones that are up on that screen? Maybe
I
we'll do it that way.
specifically do. Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and take one.
It would be the Alien.
Alien.
Yeah. Because in Alien, it was just the fact that all they had was, it was William Hurt, right?
Yeah.
That they had everything rigged up for him. And nobody else knew, and it was like raw chicken that they
Something
put in.
like that, yeah.
That they had as the setup for, like, that was going to spray the crew with viscera when the chest burster comes out of him, and nobody knew because they left that part deliberately out of the script. That it was going to, he was going to fall over and he was going to be doing this shit, and that, and then when it came out, the reactions of everybody,
Genuine.
like. Absolutely, the horror and terror that they were feeling was true.
Is it Veronica Cartwright?
That was.
Is that her? Is not or Nancy? Nancy Cartwright is Bart Simpson, right?
Yeah, Veronica Cartwright is the scream.
Her scream is genuine terror.
Yeah,
like it's when you watch it again, she's that's really her like horrified.
Everybody recoiling the way that
I
they
would be
did.
too.
Yeah, they did not see that shit coming, and it scared the hell out of the cast, and that was kind of amazing.
That's really cool. Yeah, and that thing is terrifying.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Especially if you see like.
Back then, there was nothing like that.
No,
at
not
all.
like that.
And then they did Spaceballs.
Right, yeah.
But yeah, that was lovely.
That one's kind of cool. Does anybody know any of the rest of them?
Well, okay, I think Star Wars and Scream, but I don't know about that. But I'm going to say, okay, well, Star Wars was the famous, the reveal when they didn't. Nobody that. Well, I don't even think that was in the script. Actually, I think that was one of those things
Was it with Hells?
Right,
yeah,
right.
Yeah.
But it said something different in the script.
It was So when came time, it was they hit him with it.
Yeah,
so,
that's crazy.
And I think Scream was this, but I'm not 100% on that. I think Scream was the same way. Nobody didn't really know who the killer was.
They didn't know who the killer was.
Yeah.
And I think if I'm not mistaken, I read that they may have even changed the killer because people figured it out or something.
And
go ahead.
Well, okay, just it was real quick. The fact that the voice on the other end of the line on the phone was somebody that none of the cast ever met.
Okay,
that's cool.
So it was somebody who was on set, and it was funny because it was what's her name?
Drew Barrymore.
No, it was Buffy.
Oh,
Sarah Michelle Gellar was like getting super pissed off because the guy would call them and like taunt them over the phone with that, do you like scary movies? And it's just like they all wanted to know who the fuck he was. And he was somebody who was there like all the time, but he did not use the voice.
Yeah.
And he just but he would just fuck with the cast to keep them on edge. And nobody found out until way after the series had ended who he actually was.
That's cool.
That's considered slasher movie, right?
Yeah. Oh, very much.
I like
a more modern.
They kind of the reinvention.
Yeah.
The slasher.
Yeah, and that was a popular mask for a long time.
Oh yeah,
everybody had that mask
Still
on
is.
Halloween. Yeah,
So much so people got upset when was it the TV show changed the design?
Oh, yeah.
And everyone was like, no.
Not my Scream mask.
I don't know specifically about Fantastic Four.
I think that movie was just a.
I think they didn't tell them that it was just.
It was never going to.
It was never going to get released.
Yeah, the Roger Corman version, so that they could keep the property.
They wanted to keep the rights.
I guess the director or whoever told them that this is going to make you famous.
Yeah.
Oh man.
And none of them knew it was never going to be released.
Yeah. It was never even meant to be released.
And that they all just would toil in obscurity for the next,
So weird.
Yeah.
That
was so shitty.
Is it the boy who could fly? He's playing Johnny Storm.
Yeah.
He's the boy who could fly.
Wow, from like 87?
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
And then remember he shows up he's one of the agents in The Matrix.
Wow, I did not know that. That's
Wow.
He's like the only prominent sort of out
like
of
who
that
had
crew.
any sort of
At least he did something.
Yeah, right.
And the last one, I always forget it's Joe Pesci.
Yeah, Joe Pesci.
Yeah, the last one is Home Alone. It's not a big thing, but they really flamed his. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh no!
They didn't tell him there was going to be a torch at the. He apparently he was an asshole to
Daniel Stern?
Macaulay Culkin.
Oh, okay.
Macaulay Culkin.
The whole time, and it actually like made Macaulay Culkin like kind of like terrified of him and
Yes.
like intimidated by him.
Of
Yeah.
And
course.
he did it in such a way that like that was his intention for the whole of the movie, or at least the filming of the movie. And then I guess at the end he was like super nice. He's like, I'm so sorry, I just really wanted you to not
me.
like me.
Yeah.
So it's almost like method acting, but it was
Yeah.
like
Okay.
directed
Sure.
at somebody,
Yeah.
Because Joe Pesci can be fucking scary.
Oh my
Oh, yeah.
God!
Yeah.
And
Oh, yeah.
Goodfellas.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah, that's
fuck.
like, especially when you don't know which way he's gonna go, you know?
Right.
Yeah, where it's like either jovial or shoot somebody in the face. And it was just
Right.
like, yeah, he's intense.
That's effective too because Danny Stern is just
Yeah.
a big sweetheart. He's
Oh,
a
yeah.
teddy bear.
He's so goofy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does not seem
So
threatening
he's
at
not.
all.
Yeah, so
Right.
I think that's a good counterpoint to him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that was all I had. Do you guys have any other like ones that you can think of?
I like it's not exactly not tying the cast, but it was an error in the Dark Knight when the Joker's blowing up the hospital.
Oh right.
That when the trigger's
Oh,
not
yeah,
going
the
off,
reaction, yeah.
That
Oh,
was
yes.
that was not on purpose. So Heath Ledger and his
Being Heath
amazing,
Ledger, yeah.
Yeah.
you just went with it, and that scene is gold.
I
Yep.
know.
Yeah,
I
sure.
love that part.
Yeah. So they just
rolling.
set it off too late.
It
No,
wasn't
it was a
working.
malfunction. It
Yeah.
actually
Yeah.
malfunctioned.
That's so crazy. That's
Oh.
really cool. I think Infinity War, they weren't telling people who was going to die.
I think a lot of slashers do that. I can't think of any. Okay, no. One of the Mike Myers, one of the Halloween reboots, redux, whatever. There was a question of, I think it was the Busta Rhymes one. Busta Rhymes actually ended up. They
Mike
filmed,
Myers and Busta Rhymes in one movie. We've all
You would
wanted
think
it.
that would be awesome, and it just wasn't. It was not. But they filmed. They had to film multiple endings. How it turned out, so so nobody really knew
Gotcha.
what the actual ending was, and there's a lot like that. I can't think of specifically.
Game of Thrones, I think the most recent season, I don't know if this is true, but supposedly they filmed multiple endings, so if any of them got out, they could use another one.
Yeah.
Because
which
they were
is-
having all those leaks.
They were having leak problems
Yeah.
for like
Yeah.
2 years or
Yeah.
something.
Wow.
Which is a long time to have leak problems. You don't want to have that
Yeah,
No,
you
that's
definitely
That's
want
gonna
Talk to your doctor.
That's gonna flood your
you want to
house.
stopper that leak.
Yeah. So
Nice.
yeah, that was this week, a little bit different, but
Right.
I like that.
No,
yeah,
that's cool.
I
That's
like
cool.
I like finding fun topics, and maybe we'll do
For
some
sure.
things
Yeah.
like that more often.
Top
so.
shitty being shitty to your cast.
Being shitty to your cast, yeah,
Last
yeah.
standing.
All right, so thank you, Broom in the Room, for that
Cool.
fun topic.
Yeah, I like
And
that.
the last bit of it is that we have a slide for trailers, just to tell you that we end up doing trailers.
Yeah.
And we're going to film that off live. What would be the opposite of live? I don't know how to live off live. Not NIRL, not in real life.
Previously recorded.
Yeah. Previously recorded.
But you can watch it later.
Yes.
Can watch it
Post-show.
later. Yes,
It's
yes.
going to be good.
And that will come out Friday at noon Eastern time, 11 a.m. Eastern time.
Okay.
I don't know. It gets confusing because I'm playing off Eastern time stuff
Okay.
when I do this.
Okay.
Anyways, that was Screen Source episode 48.
Yeah.
Make sure
Oh,
to come
yeah.
back next week to watch all of these fun faces do more fun things.
Yeah.
You have some.
Do we?
Oh, do we have
have
a movie?
a movie?
We
Oh, yeah. Our required
so
viewing.
here's the thing. I have a couple things in mind right now.
Okay.
One, I wanted to pick it last week, and that didn't end up happening because I skipped over Jess on accident. So we ended up, or I'm sorry, I skipped over. I don't know what happened. Something happened. You joined us last week for the first time in a long time,
Yes.
or something like that.
Yep.
Welcome back, Stan. I forgot to
Oh,
mention
thank
that.
you.
So there were a couple things I had in mind, but then I was like, oh, The Nun's coming out, and I really want to do a review of that.
Okay.
I don't know who I can get to do that, but then also I think Hector should come back if you're willing or interested to come back next week. And if that's the case, then maybe you should pick because you've never chosen a required viewing.
Immediately thought he should be the one to pick.
Yeah.
So that's
required viewing.
yeah. Do you have anything that you can think of? We don't really necessarily have to say it on air.
There was a movie earlier this summer I talked about on the last episode. American Animals. Should be out on.
Okay.
Is
Should be available now.
It
I
should be.
believe.
Yeah, let's check it real quick.
On
Maybe I'll
Hulu?
check on Amazon
Oh,
Or Amazon.
Stream. Yeah.
just to see if it's what the hell's
That is
happening with my
on-
phone. Oh, there you go. Prime Video, I think, is what the app is called.
Okay, thankfully I've got that. Hulu, Netflix.
It'll be less expensive to go out to a theater.
Oh yeah.
American Animals.
Right.
So we could do both because I pretty much want to do I'm thinking maybe Sunday a Nun review.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you guys are interested in that. Otherwise, American Animals is available on Prime for $4.
Nice.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, a little bit cheaper than a movie ticket. That's true.
Okay.
So let's do both.
Oh,
Well, let's say that the official required viewing is American Animals, which you spoke very highly of.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's one of my favorite movies of the year so far.
Nice,
Cool.
nice. And then if you want, you guys can watch The Nun and come back and watch a review of that.
Word.
Okay.
And anything else? I'm not sure that
No.
here's our little outro. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, follow all of the verbs. We're also live almost every day on twitch.tv/Color Circuit Live. Our Patreon is live and to go. There's a lot of exclusive stuff that we're starting to throw up on there, including the really cool sizzle reel that Mr. Hector here. You know what? I just realized my favorite show that is a film review show, which I won't say it because you should be watching this one, also has a Hector on it.
Nice.
And it's not a name
I know which one you're talking about.
There you go. Awesome.
All right.
So anyways, thank you, Hector, the film critic review. I forget what you wanted me to call you. Hold on, I wrote it down.
Professional
The
film
professional
critic.
film critic,
Here's
Hector
your
Valverde.
dollar.
I'll take it. Jessica, thank you for being here.
Oh, you're welcome. I just got road rash from this table again, so I sacrificed myself for you
Sacrifice
guys.
yourself. Stan, welcome back. And
Thank you.
Fernando, welcome back.
Yes, sir.
I've got things to do immediately after this.
Yay.
Yay.
We will see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye. Ow.
All right.
Sorry.
I
Yeah.
really.
Do you need to take off?
Well, I'm gonna. Do we have another?
Yeah, we have.